Hey y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Catch That. I am Naturally Elise, and that's my brother.
They are.
And we are the R&B representatives. And we are super happy to bring back a guest that we ain't seen in a minute. And we are so happy for her to return to our musical loving arms. And that is the very good sis, Q Lynn. What up?
What's up? What's going on? I'm back.
Yes.
Hey.
Back. Had the 6 man coming off the bench energy. I was ready.
Word.
I was like, let's go. Let's get to it.
Yes.
How y'all
Exactly.
doing?
Good.
Doing good.
That's
So,
good. I've been all in on all the reviews. Y'all had some really great guests on that be breaking down some of the albums I haven't revisited, and especially Stevie Wonder's catalog. I've been loving those. Y'all had the
Oh
back to back
yeah.
joint. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to catch it.
We got
But yeah.
one more. One more.
Oh,
Yeah.
word. I got that.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yes.
But no,
yes.
you
So,
good.
so for folks who may not have seen you the last time you graced our presence, how about you tell us a little or a lot about you?
Well, I'm a traveling musician. I'm a musical director. There's a lot of hyphens. It's not trying to brag or nothing like that.
Oh.
But producer. I have a podcast called Soul Savage Podcast. Uh, have a media company. I've owned it, Soul Savage brand for 12 years now. We just celebrated the 12th anniversary, February 6th. Yeah, 2014. That's when it debuted into the world or whatever. I've done that for the past 12 years. I've been a professional musician for 18. From traveling musician, from a musical director to backing musician, touring musician, uh, playing like I told y'all before, going from playing at TGI Fridays and them type of spots, hole in the walls where
Word.
people yelling at you to stadiums and arenas. So it's been a quite eventful career, but it's great. Session musician, all kind of stuff. And now I'm in the executive space now. I dabble in both, but doing the executive part, I thought now I understand why, L.A. Reid and those cats like the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis's, why they went from like doing what they doing with a band and then they accelerate to like executive. I totally get that
Facts.
space now. But that's pretty much it. It's very very evolving career. I wouldn't suggest those aspiring to do this because
It
it ain't
ain't
for the weak.
easy.
It ain't for the weak. So I wouldn't
Yes.
advise people to do this unless they, got a game plan.
Facts.
Yeah. Well, how about JR, you tell our cousins what we're going to be talking about today and why it's important to be talked about.
Okay, so today, y'all, we will be discussing Rahsaan's self-titled debut album.
Yeah.
Um,
Rahsaan Patterson.
what did I say?
You just said his first name. You said his
Oh
first
shit!
name.
Right,
He on first name basis.
I'm
I
acting like
mean, even though we would like to be
It's
on
all
first
right.
name
right,
basis,
right.
we working
Exactly.
on it.
So Rahsaan Patterson's self-titled debut album that he came out with in 1997, like this album deserves to be discussed. It's crazy. We've been doing this for so long, and me and Elise love us some Rahsaan. He knows that. He knows very much so. As much as stuff we have done and tagged him in it, and he enjoyed it and things like that. So well, we've done this for so long and nobody picked a Patterson song, album, none of that. So and I was like, Q, come on back on the show. And she was like, oh, for sure. All right. And then when she picked me and Elise was like, finally, the floodgates have opened. She was like, yes, finally, we get to talk about this album and how much it is should be revered and things like that. So y'all know we're gonna get into the songs and all that good stuff. But again, you know how we do it here. Q, when were you introduced to Rahsaan? Your first time being introduced to him? When was it?
It was on the radio. It was Quiet Storm.
Okay.
This is a common thing where people would mix his voice up with Stokely's for Mint Condition and
Yes.
Raphael Sadiq from Tony, Tony, Tony. But I knew he like it was a different voice based off of like the time of night he was being played, like Quiet Storm,
Yeah.
Hours, and I want to say it was Spend the Night. It was that song I heard, and the crazy thing about Quiet Storm radio was a lot of DJs or disc jockeys back then that picked songs. A lot of them would pick singles and album cuts from the album.
Talk
Like with
about it.
Jodeci, that's why I didn't know like Jodeci's "You and I" wasn't a hit single because I heard that literally that song like every like quiet like the late night slow
Yes.
jams. So when I didn't realize it was a single, I was like, oh wow. But yeah, it was the same with Rahsaan's song. I remember hearing it on the radio first, and then I had cable. We had cable at the house, and so BT they had a TV show. If you young kids that are in the late or early millennial age that don't remember Groove Theory, the shows on BT. This
Come on,
guy,
Planet Group. Yes.
I believe, I think Magic Johnson. I can't remember if it was that or Magic Johnson, but I remember Rahsaan Patterson being a guest on that show performing a song, and he had these blonde like highlights, this big
Yes, he
afro with
did.
highlights, and he had
Yep.
these glasses on, and that's when I realized, oh, that's the guy that I heard on the radio because they had, were talking about they had played a little bit of the song with him. He was performing it, and then I
Yeah.
don't think it was Spend the Night. It was something else. But I just remember that performance. Like that's Rahsaan. That's the. But he looked familiar too because it was a VHS tape that my aunt had of him being on the Kids Incorporated show. So it was like the when Kim Fields become an adult thing. It was like, oh, he's an adult now. It was a lot of that
Right.
shit. So yeah.
When would you, sis? When would you introduce to the beloved Rahsaan?
It didn't start out beloved for me, but I first like initially because I was first introduced to him. I mean, I didn't make the connection that was him from Kids Incorporated because I did watch Kids Incorporated, but
Okay. Okay.
it didn't. To be honest, it won't till a decade or so later that I even uh realized that was him. Maybe even longer. I mean, it might have been in the last 5 years that I discovered that fact. Um, but I it was from BT and it was because they used to play that Stop By video.
Yes, they did.
However, and they did play that video a lot.
A
And,
lot.
and 10-year-old Elise did not get it.
I didn't either.
I didn't get it. The video made no sense. I didn't understand it. And I think if I wouldn't have got that visual of the video first, it would have hit different for me initially. But
Mm-hmm.
I just have a strong memory of that video just getting on my nerves. And so I think once I heard Spend the Night and then and that made me get in the album. I love Stop By, but I just couldn't get past. I did not like that video. I don't really care about videos anyway, but I just didn't like it.
Mm.
I didn't feel a connection to him. I feel like all the shots were far away shots. Like I feel like it wasn't a lot of like closer. So I still didn't even really know what he looked like. It was, I don't know. It just didn't come together. But once I heard Spend the Night and then I went back through, and got the album, then it was off to the races. Like, yeah.
Mm. Okay, okay, and y'all, y'all saying a lot because that's how I was kind of introduced. Because I was actually introduced to Rahsaan by his name first, and that was because of what he did with Brandy's Baby, and then Love Ambition with him being on backgrounds with that. So I knew that, and I Can't Stand the Pain. I was like, oh, Rahsaan Patterson, okay, whoever he is, whatever. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, he's on this, right? So, like Elise said, they play Stop By a lot.
A lot.
And I kind of bypassed it. It was like, I just didn't get it. I was like, oh, okay, what do with, an afro, whatever, right? So I just remember one day, it's one Friday, me and my mom in the car, and BLS plays Where You Are. And this is the original version. I just remember me and my mom was like, oh, okay, that's kind of a catchy little hook, right? So then after it was done, we turned to Kiss. Kiss didn't play the remix.
Okay.
So we was like, oh. And then they was like, this is the guy from Kids Incorporated, Rahsaan Patterson. I was like, oh, I was like, and in my mind, I'm like, I heard that name. I know that name. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
that's the dude that did Baby from Brandy. So I'm like putting that
Mm-hmm.
together or whatever. Me and my mom was like, yo, those are nice. We like the remix and the original version, but the remix just get us. Like, we love that old school bop that it had, right? So this is a Friday. We get home, and y'all remember Planet Groove used to have the concerts when they would give you an hour. They
Yeah.
gave Erica an hour. They gave Maxwell an hour. They gave what's her name? God, oh God, we talked about her with Dart, at least. Gosh, and she came out with her album in '97.
Oh, Adriana Evans.
Adriana Evans. They gave them all hours, right?
Mm.
So, me and mom get home. It's a Friday. We turn on Planet Group. Who's on? Rahsaan. He's doing Where You Are. He's doing Spend the Night. And he has Michelle.
Yeah, okay. It was Spend the Night then. That's what it
Yeah,
was. Okay,
he
because that's why I
has her.
connected that the radio joint. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he
yeah.
has Michelle on bass. So we listening to him. And after a while, me and my mom was like, wait, how does this happen in one day? We get the original version of Where You Are, we get the remix, and then we go home and he's doing these songs live. Me and my mom's like, you know what? Maybe it's time for us to get this album. And it wasn't, the album was already out maybe about a month or some change. So we didn't get it in January because Where You
Yeah.
Are wasn't even the first single. Stop By is the first single.
Right.
But we, like Elise, I just didn't get it. The video was kind of like, okay. You know what I mean? But it kind of passed me. But once we heard him do Where You Are live and Spend the Night, we was like, yeah, we got to get it. And ever since then, I have been a Rahsaan Patterson fan because this album is it. And
Mm-hmm.
it sucks, and that's why I feel like you have to talk about it because they threw him into that mix of the neo soul, which he's not. And they
Exactly.
tried to do that because he had the afro and the this and the that, and they tried to
Mm-hmm.
throw him in that box, and that's just not what Rahsaan was. You know what I mean? This album is strictly, and even though D'Angelo and Maxwell and Erica and them is an R&B album, but it was just something different. This was just a straight. He's just singing for blood, to be honest. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like on all these songs. So for that, I was just like, this album is everything to me. So anytime anybody loves it, and we can converse about it, it's awesome to me. So when I know Elise loved it, and then Q, you love it too, it was just like, oh, yes, Lord. Like, yes, Lord. So,
Yes,
yes,
Lord.
yes, yes. So it was just crazy how everything happened with that for me to really get both sides, get the original, the remix, and then go home and he's on Planet Groove and doing these songs live. I was like, all right, I'm in. So I've been a Rahsaan Patterson fan ever since then. And then to see him do these songs on the 25th anniversary, thanks to Elise. Thanks to Elise. Because it was like, yo, he was coming to concert, and Elise was like, you never been to one? And I was like, no. And she was like, you need to go. And I was like,
Yes.
I don't know. I was like, maybe no. She was like, no, you need to go. Go. And she was like, I promise you will not be disappointed. And Baby, one of my favorite concerts, and I've been to a lot. And that was fair, and it was intimate and all that. To see him do all these songs for the 25th, I was like, thank you, Elise, because sometimes she gotta kind of hit me in the back of the head a lot. Like,
I'm
will
glad
you
she
when
did
you
because that's the
oh
album. I mean, that's his performances live is everything. The
oh
albums,
my
but
God, I can't wait till we
the
get to
albums are
one of these
good.
songs.
But
Oof.
the live version of a Rahsaan Patterson, his interpretations of his own music of the album, live performance. I'll say him and Bilal are probably the only two that I can think of that when you see them perform, like the way you saw him perform, he ain't gonna perform like that again. The next time you see him, it's gonna be a
Right.
whole different. Because
And I,
he,
yes.
at least you're a real one for making him go to it. Because
Yes.
I don't. I would have loved to just seen your reaction to seeing him perform for the first time. Like
Oh
that
my
would have
God.
been. I would have loved to went with you just to see you like take that in for the first time.
Yeah.
Cause that'd be dope. Cause the thing I with seeing him live, I didn't see him live until he did the promo for. He was doing heavy urban radio promo for Wines and Spirits, and
Oh.
that was like he was everywhere when what's his name from Dallas. I mean, that had the his own show on I think TV1. The cat that I think he's based in Dallas, Michael something. He had this
Michael
show.
Michael
Mike,
Cooper.
no, Michael,
No,
the
that's my
radio
that's
guy,
basketball.
the
I know
radio,
exactly. They called it.
the
Yep. Yeah.
Michael. I forgot his
L.A.
name.
Live.
I'm so sorry. He's a legend too, but he was on his show doing promo, and then
Okay.
he was just everywhere on the radio because Feels Good was everywhere on urban radio. They played that joint like every hour on the hour. Like if you didn't know who Rahsaan was during that time, you know what it was when Wines and Spirits. I was technically was going to go with that one, but I was like, no, we need to start with, since this is people's first introduction of R&B representatives. I was like,
We
the
got to
debut
start with the
album is the
debut.
go-to.
Yes.
But yeah, Wines and Spirits is dope too. But
Yes.
we start with that. But anyway, that's when I saw him live when he was. But he went through his whole catalog from the beginning, and his interpretation of Luther Vandross. He wasn't even doing Luther yet, but he was doing Sade, stronger. Love is stronger than pride. Oh my God, he did that. I'm like, I'm sold on. Like anytime I can see Rahsaan, I'm seeing him
Right.
because oh
Right.
my God, he's an experience.
When I went to see Rahsaan, I was on front row. It was it was a theater. And man, I I promise y'all I cried every single second of it. I was just up singing and crying and just standing up. I was
Yes.
probably like somebody go see about that lady. I had blonde hair. Go see about that blonde hair lady in the front row.
Right.
Yeah, it was so amazing. And when I went to see him, it was on a festival, it was Article Festival. And
Okay.
I remember and it should have been the most magical thing because it was him and then it was Michelle after.
Mm-hmm.
But this is when Michelle and Degacello when they were promoting that the covers album.
Mm-hmm.
And so we didn't get the classic Michelle. Thankfully, I've seen her a bunch of times
Mm-hmm.
before, but she was kind of only doing the covers. She only did one song. She only really did one song from she did off a like she did like one song like off a Bitter, and that was it.
Damn.
So it was all that because she was deep in promoting that, and and that and that was not my expectation, and so I dipped out on her early and went to go see the end of Maxwell.
That's funny.
But
Oh
that
shit.
would have been a dream. If I just really wished at that time she won't promote that album because I think I probably would have like died, came back to life, died, and came
Yeah.
back
Oh yeah.
again.
Mm-hmm.
To get the true experience of even though they were performing together of just seeing both of them on the same night, you know.
Right. Right. Right.
She sounded
Mm-hmm.
great, but I wasn't expecting to not get my classics. I wouldn't have cared if she would have even did like deep cuts because her deep cuts is regular cuts to me. So like anything, but I was just like, man.
And then right, then she could have then they could have came together and all that. That'd have been dope. That'd have been dope. That'd have been dope. But yes, thank you, please, for pushing me to go.
And
Like
I
for real.
knew you would love it.
Oh
And
God, yes. And I
I
remember calling you the next day, and I was like, "Please, this concert was everything." I even hit Rahsaan in the DM. Was like, "Oh my God, it's my first time seeing you." He was like, "This is your first time?" I'm like, "Yes." Like I've never seen you before, and I was like, one of my best friends actually sent me to go to see. I was like the girl of rnbreps. And he was like, I'm glad she did. Like, I could imagine that's how he talked, but we was in the DM talking to each other. But he was like, yes. And Elise was like, I knew you would. She was like, I knew you
I
And
knew
would.
you would.
he
I knew
he
you would.
he. I think that's one of his biggest audiences too. Is in the DC area. Like
It is.
that
Oh,
whole
God,
area
yes.
loves him. Yeah, yeah.
It
So
sure
Yes.
is why for
yeah,
years I couldn't see him because he would never go past DC.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just a few more hours down. Like, just
Oh,
Just
you
for
definitely
4
stop
gotta make a
by.
more hours.
special trip for. He's
Stop by.
definitely a
You
special
know?
trip artist, but it's worth like
Yeah.
if you gonna make like if you like, oh, he ain't gonna be in my city, but in New York, he gonna be in LA, he gonna be in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
I'll
and
make
the
that
only
special trip.
reason I couldn't see him in the other cities is because I don't know what it is with concerts, but with them, especially with smaller artists, of they might say something like 1 or 2 weeks before. I can't pull together uh,
Right, right.
you know, in this economy, like I need
I
a
need a little
little heads
time.
up, at least
Yes,
a month,
yes.
so I wouldn't find out about them until, 1 or 2 weeks before, and it would just not be feasible.
Do you have
Right.
bands in town?
Okay, is that what I should?
Those because it was somebody that follow. I think we mutually follow on Twitter. They were asking me about an artist, and I was like, they was like, oh, I think it was Stokely. They were asking about. I was like, yeah, he performs all the time. I was like, what you do? Go on Bands on Town, get the app, or go on there. That's for people listening in the chat or watching it, the playback or whatever. Go to Bands in Town, whatever your favorite artist, just put them in, and they'll have a whole list of the artists. Even Rahsaan is like, even if they're independent artists, they'll have their dates
Oh,
listed
good
on
to
there, and
know.
then you can notify like if you want to follow that artist like dates, go on there and it'll
Yeah.
notify you when they're going to be in your city, or if you want to, if like you could customize it for your city or somewhere else, but either way you'll have their whole dates. But yeah, Bands in Town is what I use all the time. That's how I know
Okay.
Charlie Wilson. I keep up with him, Joe Thomas, and all them because they be
Mhm.
in the same area. They a lot of them they have their favorite cities they go to because it just sells out, and
Yeah.
so I like going to those.
Yeah. I
Because the
like,
energy be crazy.
yeah,
Hmm.
because here, I'm gonna tell you the artists that literally come here, Eric Roberson. Like, you don't get two or
Oh
three
yeah,
shows a year in the area in Durham or like in Raleigh, like two or
he's
three
really
times
big
a
in
year.
yeah,
And I be
he's
there
big
every
there.
year. I've went, I traveled to Richmond last year before to go see him, which is, just a few hours. But yeah.
Oh, him and Avery Sunshine. I knew who Eric Roberson was through a musician named Danny Jones. Rest in peace to him. He would frequent, like he started blowing up in the New York area, and then he started. I think he just worked that area. Him and Avery Sunshine. Those are the artists that, and that's why I love Rahsaan Patterson because he kind of just knows like who he is as a musician, and he kind of just is like a real musician's musician, singer, where he knows the top musicians and he has the best background vocalists. He has the best, and so a lot of them frequent the same spaces and are on the same lineups. So you might see Eric Robertson and Avery Sunshine on a ticket, or Rahsaan with Layla Hathaway or Lettucey. Like
Hmm.
that's when
Yeah.
they started small. They were there, and now they're doing like because Rahsaan was just on Lettucey's tour last year,
Hmm.
doing some dates, and
Yep.
which was a good look because it's like
Not
they
on my
started from
stop.
they smarted
No,
they started like
my
500
stop was
seaters.
Raheem Devon
Oh really?
with
Oh
Lettucey,
okay.
which was
But
amazing.
that's the thing. She always trying to look out for her music friends, and
Yes,
that's what I
she
love about
does.
that community. With like when they build up, they build everybody else with them. Because now they're doing theaters. Like they go from 500 seaters to theaters, and then eventually arenas because they keep getting Grammy nominated and getting those looks to
Yep.
expand out. And now they're bringing their friends. You're like, hey, let's see, Layla Hathaway, let's all get on tour together. Rahsaan, come on some dates. Raheem, come on some dates. Let's
That's
let's all make
awesome.
money together. That's what it's about. But yeah, it's such a fun thing, like looking at all them develop friendships like that through the music business, and then hitting each other with licks on the road. Like that's what it's about. That's what I
Right.
love about it is the camaraderie they have as artists, men and women in R&B, just sharing the wealth together.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's always
Fact.
dope.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's get into the album.
Oh
Get into
yeah,
this album.
I'm ready.
So
Yeah.
we start with Stop By.
Whew.
This song is just
Woo.
funky and stink. It's
Yes,
funky and stink. It's
man.
nothing but damn bass, dog. Like that Roy Pennon, what's his name? Penham, or whatever. I think that's his name. Pin on,
I
Pin
think
on. That's
yeah,
his name.
yeah,
Pin
yeah.
on, Ray Pin on bass. This dude, that
Mhm.
bass is just so. It reminds me of a little bit of Stevie, Maybe Your Baby, a
Mm,
little bit. As
that's
far
good.
as the way I was like, I know maybe he might have been listening to Maybe Your Baby before they started making this record. I was like,
I
it's
got
giving me a
more.
little bit of
You
that.
didn't have to
I got
qualify with it to me to a little bit. No, you,
I got more of Parliament.
your
I got
ear, you know what you heard.
right, right. It may be that too, but I mostly felt like Parliament. It was like that
Ooh,
the George
okay.
Clinton type of vibe. Because for me, it's like that meets Rufus and Shaka Khan. Like just the nuance of how it's not
Okay.
like overpowering the song. And that's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Rufus records. Like I want to say when Shaka was exploring outside of the group, the band or whatever, and then she came back in and they had like Stop On By, like
Yep.
their version of Bobby Womack's song. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of that. I felt a lot of
Yep.
that energy with that. The reason why is because this is how I know I'm a real old head when it comes to the internet. Because when YouTube was a new thing, the first video I remember, because at the time he had Wands and Spirits out, and I was like, do he got like any more videos? And I seen a video of him singing "Let It See" with "Let It See" Stop On By,
Oh, they
and that was
killed that
probably
in that hallway.
that's
Yes.
probably the first YouTube video I ever saw on YouTube was that video.
Wow.
And I was like, I wonder if, he got that energy from there.
He might have did shit, and you can tell
Yeah.
like he's opening
Just
this
from the
knowing
title of the song. That's why I was, basing
right.
it off of that. But yeah.
But you could tell like you knew when you first heard him just sing, you knew this was a shock. He's a kid from Shaka. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? When like little shit like that. I was like, oh, okay. Shaka was very important to him. Very. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and just to see him do interviews and talk about that with how Shaka was such much of influence for him. You know what I mean? But I just, and then the backgrounds with him and Keith Crouch and Jay Douglas. Ooh, 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 like it's like
And you know what? Unlike you, JR, to where you had already knew his name from, from the line of notes.
yeah, yeah.
Once I heard this album and kind of particularly this song, I could hear the DNA that he had put off in the Brandy. Like I had made the connection before I ever saw it on paper.
Mm.
That
Mm.
was him that did that song. Like I was like, so off of the strength of this song, and I was like, wait, wait,
The
wait.
cadence of it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I heard it. I heard that line of note. Unlike you read that line of note.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right. Yeah, because it was just, and then man, because I'm glad he came in funky. You know what I mean? Like he didn't. He came in with a dunk, 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 dunk. Like it's like woo, like the father's not playing with us. You know what I mean? Because for me, a lot of the times now, once I got the album, I didn't know it. I didn't look at the track list. I'm thinking of, the first song is gonna be Where You Are. We just popped in the cassette and were just like, all right, let it rock. And when we heard this, it was like, all right now, this is some brown looking shit here. Like, wait a minute. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, it's funky as steak. So I love it. I'm gonna say
That's
that
how
throughout this whole damn show. I love every song.
that's why that was perfect for it to start the album, because it gives you that that energy you need to get into the whole album. Like start it off with a not like a up tempo, but just give a vibe, like funk, like hit them in the face with the funk. You know what I mean? And
Lee
give it
said all the
give
time,
it
give it
that
a groove. You give it a
exactly,
groove. Have us groove on in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
perfect.
But yeah,
And
that one start. Oh, go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean cut you off.
oh, only thing I was gonna say was, and speaking to the groove of it all, I think that's why I immediately really latched on to Rahsaan as an artist because most of his songs are just stone cold grooves. Like the
Uh,
majority of his songs. Um,
Mm,
and even when you get to a slow song, it still got a little flavor on it. Like it's no boring, just singing something straight kind of shit with him. Yeah.
no,
You're not
no.
getting that, and I don't want that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I was confused why people confuse his voice with Stokely's. and it's not even a diss to Raphael or Stokely, but his voice is very unique. I get the pitch, like you would confuse it, but
That's what it is.
he has so much range. Like his highs and lows are very much like there. I think Stokely can play with the octaves. That's what he does best. But that's
Hmm.
different from like the range of going high to low. You know what I
Correct.
mean? Even though that's an octave as well, but Stokely only goes up so much. It's like Rahsaan plays with like with a jazz horn. Like that's what I always reference his voice as, like a jazz instrument, because
Like
he
Shaka.
can give, yeah, exactly. That's
Boom.
why he's in that Shaka branch. I'd say Shaka's musical tree is him, Lisa Fisher, Vesta Williams.
Yep.
Of course, Rahsaan is in there, but I would think
And Duran.
him, yeah, Duran. But
That's
with
that
him,
Rasan child. If it, and he'll tell you, like
oh yeah, for sure,
that
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
that
I was
is
gonna get it,
his
yeah,
like
yeah,
touchstone. You know.
yeah. I was
Hmm.
going. Well, since we there, that's what I was gonna say is Rahsaan. His vocal style, like I could say that's him. Like he's probably the. I'd say Rahsaan is probably the freest singer I've ever seen on stage besides Durant, because that's part of his legacy as well, is that freedom, and that's why I can see that essence in Durant. But Rahsaan, like you said, seeing him live perform, he's just so not even. I think free is just such a limiting word, because I don't know what to describe that energy he has, to where he's just not caring about. I've never seen somebody not care about how a note comes out. It's like it just flows out of. I've never seen a note just flow
Yes.
out of somebody. Like, you know how, like, people talk and and they want to be proper, and when you
Uh-huh.
perform you want to hit your rhythm and your notes or whatever. But him, he's just free flow with it, like a jazz musician. Like what you're doing is just capturing the essence of what he does vocally is what jazz artists do with the instrument, and trying to
Yes.
capture the spirit of it. And I think that's what he does on stage, is just tap into the spirit of the song, and that's what comes out, is just whatever freedom he feels in the moment. But that's what I look at when I see Duran. I'm like, that's an absolute, not a replicate,
Yes.
but that spiritual thing that he taps into with San musically and vocally. That's what his legacy is carrying on to another. I call it musical liberated
Yeah.
being. Like he's like I told Duran that when he was on my show, he was probably the most musically liberated artist, and I would say that's from Rahsaan, like that lineage, musical lineage, DNA of being musically liberated. That's what I would call Rahsaan, musically liberated.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Hmm.
that's what, like, when you see that, like, it's just breathtaking, because it's like, whoa, like, what is this? Because he
Hmm.
he saves all that for the end, like that space in the song. Like he's trying to like convey, like, this is how I feel, but I'm doing it through riffs. Not just the riffs, but he's doing it like a jazz horn. He's doing it like a, like how, like a blues artist, like they'll give you the verse, and they give you the chorus, and then they do the solo, they do the riffs, and then they go right back into it. That's what Rahsaan does musically, is like an instrument. He goes into it, and then he's gonna let you just feel it, and he just, that space in the song, he's like, okay, you're gonna feel what I'm singing. I'm just gonna lay
And
into it. And
Rasan,
so, but yeah.
yeah, when he's on stage, this is how I know when he about to like when he close them eyes, turn around, and he starts snapping. Get ready,
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
ready, because you
Mm.
about to get the business.
Yes. Oh man.
The bid when he start that snapping and turn and close his eyes and step away from that mic and just go ahead and gird your loins and just get ready for the blessing you about to receive. Like for real.
And like you said, and then at the end, they're like, stop by, like the freedom that he has, because he just start doing jazzy stuff, did it, did it, did it, like he just do little stuff like that, and you be like,
Ooh, JR.
yeah,
Can we talk about that bridge though? The stop by bridge.
listen, that is a bridge that I did, like you said so many times. There's no bridge over troubled waters with that one
No, the
at
water
all.
is not trouble. The water is fine right now. Cause
Oof, man.
glory. That's a real
It.
bridge.
I love how it just gives that good essence of like that time period of what music was like with R&B. I feel like with Rahsaan, the reason why it stood out, and I do hate that neo soul like thing that they put on it because his felt like his influences, but he's doing it his way. And what his way
Yeah.
is that I want to invite you into this. I want you to stop by. I want you to feel this funk. I want you to feel it like how I'm feeling
Yes.
it. But the bridge to me, it's just that inviting. It's inviting. Like it's not that's the thing about his interpretation is that I'm feeling the funk of like I'm feeling underneath the rhythm of it, but it's not overpowering me where I'm trying to like smack you in the face with a message or smack you in the face. I want you like why I keep bringing it back to like Kindred the Family Soul. Like what they do, they invite you into the music.
Yes.
They don't try to force it down to you. He just
Mm-hmm.
bringing you at his level, and that's what that bridge to me. That's why I can listen to it over and over and over and over because it's inviting me, and then I'm pulling that. I always find something new to take from when it goes to the outro to stop by because it's always something like it's like I think he gets the concept musically less is more. That's why when you said the groove, when Elise was talking about that, it's just I think his interpretation of a groove is less is more with the music and the writing. That's why Brandy's Baby works so well because he gets the concept of that's the thing that people don't get about songwriting. It's not about trying to say the most clever things or that. It's about the feeling, the spirit of it, but then also understanding the concept of what you're writing on. And then when you could do
Mm-hmm.
that, it's you could play with baby, baby, baby. He's playing with these nuances of inflections. You're
Yeah.
so fine. And it's like, yeah, da, da, da. It's like all these added things that's making it, but then it has a rhythm, it has a beat to it. That's also a
Mm-hmm.
question when Elise was talking, it made me think, I wonder if, because when Brandy's debut came out and when Baby came out, I wonder if these songs, like how long he had these songs. Like, of course, it mirrors that, but I wonder if he had like most of these like during that time period, and then it was like, okay, this is the perfect time to put it on this album. Because Stop By definitely is what Elise said, like that continuation of what he did with Brandy, Baby.
Yes. And he
You know,
said that when they did, I think, the 25th anniversary of Brandy, Keith Krause said that he went to Rahsaan and Rahsaan was like, I got this record.
okay,
And he was like, I got this record, not knowing how long he had it. And he was like, yo, I gotta get this record for this girl. And I need it in 3 days. And he gave him
mm,
Baby. He was like, how long was you sitting on this? And Rashawn was like,
right,
I had it. Like,
right,
Biggie, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
right,
then they gave it to her. And then again, Rahsaan being in there, being on background, probably vocal arranging as well. Probably ain't get no credit for it, but he probably
right.
did that. He knew the voice that Brandy had and what she was able to do. And y'all right,
Hmm.
like me sitting here, stop by. Yes, that is definitely a
Yeah.
carry on from what Baby did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Well,
yeah, and I heard that for the first time that I finally paid attention to the song because I just didn't get it.
right.
But when I finally like really, I instantly made that connection. Like it's that strong, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because that funk, it's like it's there in that. I think, like I said, I would want to ask him like deeper, like what was it that made you continue that funk sound and give that flavor to Brandy, and then put it on your debut album. And I know that chemistry with Crouch was incredible because I remember them talking about uh well the song later on we get to later but he
Yeah.
was just saying that chemistry they had together was just it was an enmeshment musically, I guess, to where it would just fit, and I think all that probably carried over. I'd be curious to know how long he been sitting on all these songs and
Yeah.
Crazy.
what made him like, because I hope when people watch this that they get curious about his other catalog and they understand that he's ever evolving. So when they hear the next
Always.
album, it's a totally different vibe, and then the next one is a totally different vibe. Like Bluephoria from to Wines and Spirits is totally a different sound. But
Right.
yeah, this
Right.
album, this one, oh, I'm excited. I'm ready to go to the next one because I'm just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm just like I'm about to jump too far ahead and go into different songs or whatever. But
Yes.
yeah.
All right, so we go into spin and that. Man,
So let me take about Spend the Night. What I love,
yes.
I just love how it opens. It almost feels like a takeoff because it's like,
When I tell you people lose, that's another song people lose their mind when they hear live. As soon as they hear that intro, they go crazy.
yeah,
He can't even start. He can't. I remember one time. I want to say I was in it. I can't remember if I was in. I knew it was in New York. He couldn't even sing the first part of the song because the crowd was singing it to him. But yeah, that one right there. Oh, they
can't
killed that one.
believe
Quiet
that
Storm. That
this
one.
is happening.
That's my jam.
It feels like a dream when it first comes in.
It does. It
Yeah.
does.
Yes.
It's like, oh, where we at, Mister? What we doing? What we doing? You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay. And then he comes in. Like, it's like, God, man. Like, the way he just enunciate and just vocally attacks a song is just different, man. It was just like, and like you say, he brings you in. Like
Yes.
he's just like, I'm pulling you in. Come with me. Come with me on this ride. Like, come on and spend the night with me. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. He's already saying, come on, stop on by. You know what I'm saying? Stop by. Come on, stop by.
I felt so grown when that it was like I like that song is absolutely like auntie essence of a wine. You at a lounge spot or a quiet joint and you
Oh
just having a
yes.
good time. Like that one is just the epitome of like blackness of like a good time. Like you just out with somebody and you like let's go home. Let's vibe some more.
You
Like
know what I'm
that song
saying?
right there,
Yes.
man.
You can tell
But
me
what you said,
anything you like, baby. Your secret's safe with me. Like,
Man.
yeah.
Yeah, like I love it. So like even the like pre-chorus, it sound like it could be a bridge. Like it's just
Man, I love hearing Tony and them when they be hitting that in unison. Oh, his background vocalists, all of them. Tony, Trina, all of them. Oh
So
God.
Trina, yes. Jay, he another one in
Oh
there.
yeah.
Jay, yes. Like they be dope, yo.
Trina, that's our friend.
Yeah, hey
This the one
girl.
you gotta listen when I tell you when you sing this song, you gotta be on key. They be on point every time. They
Listen,
be hitting them notes because them soprano notes is very, very up there. And so you got even going into the bridge, like you gotta hit them notes. So
and,
yeah.
Yeah.
and it's so crazy. I love, like you said, it's the backgrounds of this because it's Rahsaan and Mike Lynn. And if anybody know who Mike Lynn is, that is the mother of Elvana. That's
Oh,
Elvana's mama. That
Uh,
singing background.
I thought you said one word. I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is. L. Varner, got you.
I
It
think
took it took me a second. I mean, I heard, but it took me a second.
Oh God! But yo, speaking of, and then seeing this live because it was Tony, Jay, and I forgot who else. It might have just been Tony and Jay that night
I
when
about to
I
say
went.
because you usually just have two
Just
vocal
two, right?
background.
Okay, so it
Yeah,
was Tony and
he
Jay
could.
because
Sometimes he do have three, but yeah, it depends
yeah,
on if
okay,
it's
yeah, it
Tony
was
and
Tony and Jay
Trina.
because it
Yeah.
was really what's the name? It was Trina and then Jay, but then
Mm-hmm.
Trina started doing her own thing and then she started getting on with Shaka. So
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah. Also,
Oh, shout outs to her because that. Oh my God, I don't mean to cut you off, but with
no, no, you
Shaka,
good, you
with
good.
let me tell you something. They put on the show. Shaka, Stephanie Mills, Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, probably the greatest concert I went to last year. I went in Brooklyn. I went to Barclays Center to watch that.
Oh, okay.
I should have hit you up. Wait, you in Baltimore, you're not in
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
I'm just shit.
I
I
keep
would have
think
went to
I was thinking about
Barclay.
that. But
What?
in my opinion, just a quick side note, felt like Stephanie Mills should have closed on it because with her energy, just from the
I heard.
energy, I get it. I get like the politics of like the ones who has the hits the most. That's how it works with tours or whatever.
Yes.
But Stephanie's energy never died down. This woman was going from
Nuts.
one end of the show to the stage to the other, in
Yes.
heels, not out of breath. That mic was on. But anyway,
Wow.
to go
Hey,
back to Trina, she did her damn
yeah.
thing on there. It was
Yeah.
incredible. But
Chad,
yeah.
I wonder if on your show, if the lady Cherie that me and Chastity were interview her for the Brandy. anniversary because she was the
Mm,
background and stuff.
mm.
I wonder if she was may have been on your show because she does a lot. She been doing background with him for like about the last year and a half at least. But I don't know if she was then.
Yeah, because I went
But
and
she's worked with him intermittently through the years, but she's been back with him
oh, okay. Yeah, I think it was Sony that night
for
because I think
Patricia.
because
Yeah.
he introduces background singers, of course, and I think it was Sony and Jay. I think now
Okay.
thinking about it, yeah,
Gotcha.
I think.
because that was 2022. So yeah,
Are
that was
y'all like me with like it's a crazy thing. I think with like Dallas Austin, he did the most musician shit ever. He was like he was in a room with like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and then like Michael Jackson and then he went straight to Jimmy Jam. Like that's how I am when I'm backstage. Like I be like I did that with like Frank. I was like he was like touring with Anita Baker and I like beeline from Anita Baker. Even she was like one of my top favorite singers, but I went straight to Frank because he's a musician. That's the same with like if like Beyonce and Raphael Sadiq, I would naturally go to the. That's just how. But with background singers, I'm the same way. It's like I would literally go to Trina over Shock. I mean, not just no disrespect, but the
yeah,
background
well,
vocalist.
we
I
get it because
I
I'm
is
like
probably
like
that
would too.
too.
I probably
like
would.
Me too.
with Tony Scruggs. Like if she was in the room and
Oh
like
God.
in that I would literally beeline the. It's no disrespect to any artist, but the background vocalists, like mine's that's up here, like the Keisha Jacksons, the Lisa Fishers,
This
like
is
those, like
yes.
even though they've had all like solo careers and stuff like that, but still, like even when they doing their background stuff, it's like, yo, do you know how amazing? And they be acting like, oh, I'm just working. Like, no, your work is amazing. Like
Right.
you up
Right.
here,
And knowing my ass, I would even bypass the background singers. I want to talk to the damn guitar or the bass.
Of course
yeah,
you
it's like
would.
that too. But yeah, but that's how I am
When
though.
you
I will
did that
absolutely
thing, what was the no? What was it?
right, exactly.
What chord is that? Yeah.
I do that all the time, and it's like
Oh,
it's a but yeah, going off a
love
tangent.
it. Oh no, no, no! I love this.
That's
I
what we
love
do.
this because we going in and out. Because I mean, we're talking about the show, but that's
But
how I
spend
got
the
in.
night
Because speaking of where you are, and that's how
where you
he
are.
ended the show, right?
Mm.
He ended the show just to look around in the audience and see everybody singing every word. To,
Mm.
like Rahsaan didn't even have to even sing. He could have just been like, "Go ahead." And everybody's singing and everybody's kind of like swaying with each other. And it was just, again, it just brings me back to like, oh my God, at least thank you. You know what I mean? Because I would have never experienced that. You know what I mean? And it was just like, just to see that and then to see that's how I got put on to him. And then to see everybody singing that live like that. And it's just, oh, yeah, it just, and now with this record, and like you said, the cadence of everybody getting Stokely and Raphael kind of mixed, I can see it because of the tones, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just the different things that Rahsaan do that Stokely just ain't gonna do.
Right.
Like, it's little
Exactly.
things that, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the part, my favorite part of the song is when he just go that ad lib, oh, hey, like just that alone. It's like, oh God. It's like, what did you just do here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, and then it just the guitar mostly and him. It's very
Yeah.
acoustic. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very. You know what I mean? That's why I love the remix so much too, because it added a new kind of jump to it. But that original is just him, just it's just his raw and just like really a guitar behind him. And then to have Elise sit on this couch right here, and I was walking out to go to the store. I don't know what I was going to the store for. I think Elise was cooking, and I had to go to the store to get something for her. And she's sitting here, and she was like, "Yo, I'm about to play something," and she do 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 do. I was like, "What?" Like, what? I was like, "You're playing." I was like, "Elise, I gotta go." I was like, I gotta go." I walked out. I walked out. I was like, "I gotta go." Are you really playing where you are? Like, are you serious? And
What's so funny is that when I started taking guitar lessons, uh that was the first song that I asked my teacher to teach me.
Mm.
And uh and of course it was super hard for me because I had just started. So I like I think that was getting me through. Like, I'm going to get right so I can learn all the concepts I need to learn this song. And it's great because that song talking about triads and like it a lot of things. So yeah, that was what I wanted to, and it took me a long time to get it. Then I stopped messing with it as I was learning other stuff, and then I really went back to it about a week ago, and I was able to play through the whole song, and it actually sounded good. I was like,
It's the chords, is the guitar chord. I think I love that one stripped down with just the acoustic, because the lyrics, I feel like it made it shine through even more, and the
Yes.
guitar kind of bring.
Yeah.
That's what I love about like good like acoustic sounds with like songs that are open like that, writing wise, because it gives highlight to the lyrics of the song, not necessarily his vocal performance, but you're listening to the guitar part, but then I'm also like paying attention. That's the one, when I say I pay attention to the most, when I'm like in a good emotional space. That's the one I play. Cause like of course I'll listen to a whole album, but if you just talking about something where you just reflecting and you just need something in the background while you like driving or whatever, if you just in a contemplative state, that's the one I have. Like I'll pull up the most and just listen to that one just by itself, because the
Mhm.
lyrics, it's like it just takes you, it just his songwriting is just,
Yeah.
to me, I think that's not just with his voice. I think that's what I think, because he's such a dope ass singer, that you just bypass like the songwriting ability. That's just out of the, like, nobody's like touching it, especially in 97. I don't even know, I can't even think of an artist at that time that was not being pushed by the machine and doing their own like lyrical like thing that fit them,
Mm-hmm.
without it being a package for, selling records or whatever.
Right.
Mhm.
It could be a lot, but I'm just saying, for me, I think his authenticity with that song is like,
Yeah.
man, I didn't hear you play that one, and see what you do on that with the acoustic.
Mhm. Oh
Get
yeah.
your NPR on.
Right. Right.
Well, I
Right.
love I love the way the bridge comes in. I've got to get to where you
I
are.
gotta.
Get to where you
You
are.
Yeah.
are.
Here where you are. Ooh.
Yes.
It's the best. If you know how many times I like rewind back to go, I really love this bridge. I love every bridge on this song. Like every song on this album, I have to run it. I have to run it back, not all the way to the
Yes.
beginning. I have to run it back to the beginning of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I,
because it's the like what Jr. pointed out earlier about the way he enunciates the note, like where you like that thing, like nobody's doing that. Like why? Like who? I couldn't even imagine what's going on in his head. Sometimes I'd be like, you know, Rahsaan, I just want to tell him one time, like, nigga, you be singing. Like, I just want to say that one time. I just want to say that one time to him. Just it.
and
Like,
he's and he's
that's
so
just,
damn humble. That's what I like too. Like, and me seeing him on stage, right? And he comes out here, and mind you, this is the end of the show. This dude got on an 8-ball jacket, white
mm,
tee, some goddamn some khakis, but he got one of the legs rolled up.
mm.
And then he got on a pair of Air Forces. My type of shit. Like, I'm like, you know what?
That's
As
it.
much as I've
New York,
seen
New Yorker
Rahsaan,
in him.
it's right, so New York. And I've seen him, and I'm like, just thinking, like, he gonna come out here with like maybe a polo shirt, you know what I'm saying? Some slacks or maybe. No. And that's when you talk about free. That
Mm.
man is free. And then he took off the jacket and he just got on a white tee and just some khakis and some Air Forces and singing for blood and doing this. And that's
Singing that
why
one.
I love this, because the ending, it's like this is crowd participation for real. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Even though Spend the Night, yes, we singing that too, but he's still, it's like, I'm opening the show, like, let me have it, y'all. I know y'all want to sing with me, but let me have it. But where you are, he's just like, y'all go ahead. I'm gonna just come in with the ad libs and shit and do all of that.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
Right.
mean?
and then when he do the other one, when he goes, and then it goes right back to ooh, mm, ooh, mm.
Mm.
Child,
Yep.
I done studied that song.
I
Like
ain't
yeah,
mad
Uh,
at it.
Yeah, of course you got. Yeah, especially if you're playing guitar and you're trying to catch all those nuances, whatever, so you can keep up with. Yeah, you definitely. Your ear definitely is attuned to it if
Yeah.
you could play that all the way through.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of it is less is more type of energy because
Yeah.
you keep a good melody that'll keep the whole song intact. A lot of times with I hear a lot of musicians that practice, they always get confused on like how the movement of song, like songs like Rahsaan's, like you said, like his bridges, like those are so specific with his music. But it's like less is more. Like just listen to what he's doing. Like I love how his approach. That's another question I would ask him is like, does he model that Prince like less is more thing? Because Prince will always have like a lot of like the synths and all these different things going on, but it's all simple when you play it. So how long it took you to learn it? Because to me, I think that song is like very complex, and if you can conquer that, then you definitely can play for real. How long it take you to learn it?
No.
Probably no time.
I mean, it took me a few months to learn it, but to
Yeah,
get
see
it
that.
like right, probably like 8 or 9 months to like the real. But keep in mind,
Okay,
doing other stuff too, and
right, right,
learning
Right.
right.
other
But
songs.
just in terms of like playing it, when you got it down, it was like, did it take some hours or was it like you got it right off the bat?
Mm.
In terms of how it opens the intro to the bridge, like that part, because
Oh no,
that's usually the hardest part is going from.
that part is easy, like technically wise, like the notes you're playing, but it did take to get that feeling to get because it is so
Mhm.
open, and I think with songs that are more open, those are kind of harder rhythmically to get. That's what I
Mhm.
like rhythmically, but like it'd be simple notes, just freaking major chord, nothing
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
And
Right.
yeah, but yeah, to get that feel took some time to really get that the timing to really get it. Yeah.
But yeah, if like I said, if you could get that down, then you could play because that one is kind of complex getting into the bridge. But yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great melody. I love the whole song. I
Mm-hmm.
love it.
Mm-hmm. That's why on mine, I you on my track list and on my phone, I got the original and then I got the remix right under. So I gotta hear it twice before I go into the next.
You gotta hear the
Cause
remix
I
and
did
then
because I
that one
was
and then original then the remix.
yeah. I'm doing yeah. I'm keeping the original where it is because I gotta hear that right after spending the night. Like I gotta hear that. I gotta hear that. Like
I
that
ain't heard that remix in a
rawness.
minute. I need to pull that
Oh
up.
God, that I just listened to it today because I was telling mom that we was doing this, and she was like, "Rahsaan Patterson." My mom is getting older, so a lot that she's forgetting, and I'm like, "Mom, Rahsaan Patterson," and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Where you are?" She was like, well, how'd that go? I'm like, good Lord. I was like, good Lord. So when I sent it to her, she's like, oh, sure. I think, yes. I'm like, yes, Ma, that. Like,
Right.
Jesus Christ. And then she's like, oh, yeah. That she was like, that boy sings. I said, don't he? So it was just like, yeah. So that's why with that, I know if I'm with her, I got to play that remix first. Then I could go to Riz and be like, all right, now we can play the album now. Because she'll be like, who now? What? But yeah, I love both. But it's just something about that remix that original is just so raw. It's so
Mm.
raw and it's so him. Oh God, love
Yeah,
it.
I do like the remix too, but
Mm-hmm.
but this original, like this is one of my very favorite Rahsaan Patterson songs.
Mm.
It's definitely my favorite song on this album, but it means a lot to me, and it was a song I was in a long term a long excuse me long distance relationship, and this I used
Uh-huh.
to listen to this song a lot, and the partner I had at the time I used to send this song because it was apropos. So
Right.
It is that vulnerable. It is. Listen, I was
especially due to my
You
lack
can
of
you
funds.
use it, Q, because I ain't used it yet with the vulnerability yet. I was gonna use it on
that.
one of these
That's
songs that's
what I
coming up,
did.
but yes.
I like I'm in that space now. And I just a month ago I listened, like when I told you you listen to it when you just trying to like clear your head, but then
Yeah.
that pulls at that's the thing with acoustic, it pulls the emotion out of me because it's when it's stripped down like that. and then when you feeling it, like I want to be where like that. I feel that. Like I'm about to cry now
Yeah.
thinking about it. It's just
Yeah.
ah,
Yes.
And that
because it take
Yes.
me back to that space that I was feeling it when I was like deep in the
It.
thought,
and
and
it
then it's
really
just a
is.
I just put it on repeat, and then it's just that emotion
Uh,
keep coming at you. It's like
Yeah.
you know
And it really
yeah.
is
that
vulnerable.
longing.
He said in the first verse, it's due to my lack of funds. He said, I'm a broke nigga. Uh, like he said that in a song. I'm a broke nigga, but I'm working on it. He like
Ah,
That's
believe me.
that
That
love.
like he's like literally that's the reason why. If it won't that, I'd be there. I would
facts.
stop by and spend the night.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There you
And
go.
Rahsaan and Q, you bringing that up again. When he said the concert, he said, "Y'all, I know y'all love this album," and he said, "I'm grateful for it." But I have to go back into the space I was in to sing these songs. So he was
Yeah,
like where you are, the what you feeling right there. He was like, I gotta go back there to give y'all this. Cause he said for this album, I was in a space and I was going through it. So it was
yeah.
all coming
Tell.
out in my writing
I
and
could
shit.
tell.
Yeah,
Yeah, through the
hello?
If
whole,
you
the
It
if you
was
all
break
like
through
down
he
the
this
whole album.
album,
I could
you
tell.
could tell.
he's
Yeah, for
begging,
sure.
to be
Yeah,
honest. Like he's really begging. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
the
Whoever
space.
it was, I want you to stay the night, like spend the night with me. You know what I mean? Like I want to be where you are. You know what I mean? Like it's just like
That's
he
the
come on,
longest.
just stop by, stay with me. Like he's really. So when you was feeling that just now, it took me back to that moment when he was about to do my favorite song on the album. We'll get to there, and he was just like, "Y'all, I'm sorry." Like he stopped it. It was like I
Mm.
gotta I'm in that place now, y'all. That when I was in with this album, that's why it's so heavy.
Yeah.
And I was like, and in my mind, I'm like, you think? You know what I'm saying? Like, you
That one right
think?
there. You well, it's the long. It's like the longing makes you like emotional, just because you can hear it in his voice, and then that bridge when you get there, and then the acoustic that immediately is going. For me, I don't know about everybody else, but when I hear acoustic guitar or any of that that's stripped down, like from the production, it's
Yeah.
gonna automatically put me in a vulnerable space because I'm tuned into the lyrics, and then that it's not till you get older and then you experience not
Woo, yes,
necessarily
Lord.
the same thing, but just want to be where somebody is, and you
Mm-hmm.
can't, and it's like if I could, I would type of thing,
And
and
just
it's
to
like
think of your smile smooths my soul for a while. Like, what the?
I'll
And
take a
mind you, when
drink
I
and
first,
a cow.
right, you take a bus plane.
the car, not the car.
Yeah.
Right. That's what he get. Like it's like the rawness of this. Oh, it's just like, damn. And you know, getting this album when I had it, you know what I'm saying? I'm 10 when this album. I don't know what the hell this shit is giving. But like you said, Q, when you get older and
Yeah,
you feel
that's what I
something
hit.
like this, it's like, now I get it. Like
Oh,
I didn't then, but it's like now I get it. So yeah, just going back, it was just like, damn, Rahsaan did not know. Again, he was such in a place, but then you think of all the titles, it's like, yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah. He's longing for something. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
And I
So
know how that is having to dig deep. Like when I used to do my spoken word, that phase of my life, like my most popular pieces were the ones that I got out the fucking mud. Like it's one that ended up being my signature piece. And it would like kill my heart every time I performed it. It's like I had to refill those feelings again. And that shit was brutal. So imagine doing, 80 cities with that.
right. You
Like,
know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. Cause even when we at least doing some albums and it takes me to some place, you know what I mean? You be like, ooh, okay, wait a minute. You know what I mean? That's why I'm so glad we're not doing Mary's My Life. Thank you. Cause I don't want to go back to that place, even though it's my favorite album and all that. But no, because that's a place where I was where it was dark. You know what I mean? And then
I got the same feeling with the with what mostly with Chucky. Most of the it's the after effect of like with Chucky because he was my friend, and we would talk every day. And I actually talked to him like 2 days before he
Yeah.
died because he had texted
Yeah.
me because it was right when the My Life documentary hit, and we was talking about
Oh,
that. And then so going
wow.
back to that album is different now. And then I was
It's
going through stuff like you said, and
yeah. It's
the
just
My Life one, that song when she said, and we going off on a tangent, but when she goes to that ad lib after the second verse, when she says "crying every day, don't know what to do, know what to,"
dude,
that part ends me. It's just her ad libbing that just
yes.
takes me to another. Like, oh my god, it's so
And
crazy.
that was why I bring that up again with Rahsaan saying that again, because that is my favorite part of when an artist is being them and they're
Yeah,
being honest with you. And
yeah,
he was really being honest because he was like, you grow and eventually you like, I'm not in that space no more. You know what I
exactly.
mean? But I know y'all love this album, so I'm gonna go back to there so I can give y'all that you want. You know what I mean? And with this song, that's why a lot of times I think that's why he ends it with that during
Mm.
the anniversary of this album, because he like, I'm gonna let y'all sing it. Cause these words, y'all singing it, but the nostalgia, y'all love it. But these words I was putting down, I was really probably boo-hooing
That's the
right in
same
this
what
joint.
Mary said with my when I read some excerpts when Craig did the interview with that, she said she cried through the whole My Life album, and even when she performs it live, she like, y'all don't understand. Like I was going,
Yes.
especially after when she does Don't Go, like she be going like when she if I remember when she did the show with Maxwell, she was like, y'all don't understand, I was going through something, right? Like this song's, she be like, I was
That's
into it
I
like
love now
during
that
that
because
album.
she
Yeah,
that she started to do when I started going again, and she started doing I Never Want to Live Without You. And Chucky talked about that ending. She's crying, and
yeah.
he let it be. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Like he's crying. So I could imagine Rahsaan with this, with him in the studio with him and Keith Crouch, and Keith Crouch probably like, and Rahsaan probably like, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Like it's real. You know what I mean? And that's
For
what I
sure.
just love about this. You know what I mean? It's like these lyrics is just, and Elise breaks it down when you want to be with somebody and you can't. And it's just like, I'll take a bus, plane, train, a car just to get to you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Ah,
And this was the 90s too, so it was like a process to get to somebody back then. Oh my
okay.
God. There were
it really
no
was.
It wasn't no damn
FaceTime,
Ubers and
with no
shit. Like,
streaming. This was
right.
97. Like you missed a phone call on the payphone, it was over with. You had to
Word.
wait till either the next day or when that person was at
Yes.
home at the time. Like
Oh,
there wasn't no
listen.
text you at text you right now. No, you
You
might as
had
well
to
send a
wait.
pigeon in a note with a pigeon or something. That's how
Put a
technology
message
was
in the
in the
bottle,
90s.
baby.
Right. Put a message. That's the equivalent of communication in the 90s, was that. Or
Come on.
having some change for a payphone. I can just imagine him like, you got a dime, you got something I could call this person.
Yes.
And then that
Yes.
person didn't answer the phone when you called them.
Like,
That was the
I
last
don't
that was the
care.
last job.
I don't
Listen,
care how
that's a
you get
struggle people
there.
don't talk about. The 90s,
Get
the phone call, like if you wasn't at that phone at a certain time, and
Yes.
then you in love, I couldn't even imagine being in love in the 90s. That would have been heartache. You be like, you can't even talk to a person now. You got their number and all that stuff, but back then, the process to you had to write a letter to somebody back then. You had to pour your heart out, hoping
Right.
that they write you back, and then they don't write you back. And then it's 20 years later, you still messed up about it because they didn't answer your letter.
Right.
There's probably somebody in the comments right now like, "Yep, that was me.
That was
98,
me. Yeah,
my
trust.
high school crush, 98. They broke my heart."
Okay.
Watch somebody in the comments, right?
Yep.
When your live chat, they gonna be like, "Yes, 98. Her
Yes.
name was Cheryl. She broke my."
Oh man.
They'll be like, "Tanya, yes, 98 broke my heart."
yup.
Right. Oh God. All right, so we get to So High, which again,
Oh
he's
my
starting
God.
it off like Elisa. It's where he's. I hate waking up in the morning with twisted thoughts running through my head, all
Oh
alone and love and lazy, because I'd rather be in your bed.
yes.
He's still like, yo, he said, I want to be where you are, right? And I want to be there. But then now, mind you, this is the first verse. You're coming off this hard, sad where you are, and you go to this, and he's saying yet again, all alone and love and lazy. But then he makes it, cause you loving it so fine. Like, it's like, oh.
But can we talk about
That's when, listen, I know that.
that?
Yep.
That's all.
That's the one. That's it. So fine. That is that your, you said that's your top one, JR, from the album?
Well, no, I got my top five. One of them already done, and that's Spend the Night. That's always
Oh,
been.
I thought I misheard you there because I
Oh
thought you
yeah,
said
yeah,
because I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
we was
Oh
about
no,
to
no, no, no.
connect on this being a top one.
It's oh, 2 of them is coming up real soon. Real soon.
So
But
fine, that's my top favorite. I'll say if I had a five, that'd be in there because I replay that one a
oh,
lot. Just the replay value is it's good.
Yeah,
I love listening to it. Just an album cut. Like if I
yes.
picked a favorite album cut from there, it would be
yeah.
so fine for sure.
That's a playlist song. That's a song that I have on a lot of playlists because it fits in
That's,
a lot of different spaces. That's so
Mm-hmm.
fine. It's probably one of my most. It's not my favorite, but one of my most listened to because it just flows in with a
mm-hmm.
lot of different music really nicely.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know that's probably I just realized with the song title when I was revisiting it before we started. I think it was like last week when I revisited this album. I was like, you know what? That's probably the name of the song is probably why they mixed it up with Stokely or with Stokely because you know they got a song called So Fine. So I was like, that's
Uh-huh.
probably why they thought it was
Yeah.
Rahsaan. They was like, oh, this is mid condition.
And
Yeah.
it's the
They mixed
same
the
time
titles up or
period.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So I was like, that's probably what. But I'm just thinking of. I could probably ask somebody from a Gen
You know
X
the
or be like, did
mhm.
y'all mix that up back in the day? But they always. I think people they need to clean the get the turtle wax out their ear, get the sugar daddies out because it's a lot of artists they mix up, and they were from that era, and I'm like,
Yeah.
because like was it Tom Brown's Fucking for Jamaica, the
Mm-hmm.
rest on to the lady that did the leads on that.
Tony
But
Smith.
they mixed
Yeah.
her up with Shaka.
Tony Smith,
I'm
yeah.
like, I was like, she do not sound. Yeah, I was like, she do not sound
I mean,
like
quiet
Shaka.
as it's kept. I
Kind
mean,
of
Shaka
the
probably
inflection.
don't remember if she did it or didn't. To be
Well,
honest,
when she died, she had gave her reverence and her respect for the artist, and they said they always confused me with her, but I always loved the song though, but it wasn't me. And then they also said it was some Gen Xer was like, oh, I thought that was Vesta. I was like, how y'all mixing up? I was like, oh, Vesta wasn't even out during that time. I don't think when that song.
no, she wasn't.
But I
No,
get the Shaka reference because she sung background for Shaka, so I get like that connection. But still, it's like they don't sound alike. I guess the little inflections, but that's the same with like I said, that tone and that pitch of like they just hear a high voiced man and just threw them all together.
yup, yup. That's
I
exactly
think
what.
that's just what it was because
And
I'm
then
like
the
he don't
two
sound
so
like
fines
Stokely to
couldn't
me.
the two so fines couldn't be more different of songs in the world.
Right.
They
But I was
approach
just
it.
thinking that's just a funny thing. I just noticed. I was like, maybe they
Yeah.
confused. I'm just giving them an out, like the the Gen
Yeah.
Xers of that time. Like maybe y'all confused the titles and
Mm-hmm.
not the artists. But I don't know. That's a big reach, but I doubt it probably.
Cause Rahsaan so fine and funky, a little funky groove. But
Yeah, it's
it's just so fine. It's
that
rock.
underlay of funk that don't overpower it. Like stop by. Like that's what I love too. The sequencing of this because it gives you the a good rhythm with stop by and then gives you that mood with spend the night and then gives you the emotion like oh I'm gonna make you cry a little bit but then we're gonna go
Mm-hmm.
right back to a jam like let's get because I think I associate that with like like how you get emotional and then you do something funny to try to like do that contrast of feelings. I think that's what
Right.
that song is. It's like because you be too emotional. It's like what, you so fine. Let me go back to the fun side of it. I think that may be what it. That I'm just playing the sequence, the album sequence in my head of like this is how I'm feeling, and then I'm gonna go right back to the, to
Well,
try to level out this vulnerability.
you needed an up tempo anyway because
Right,
after
right.
where you are, you
After
needed that.
porn, yeah, you
Yes,
got to go back. Got to reset the mood.
yes,
You
we
got to
need
go
a
right back to
reset because the vulnerability that you took from this We needed an up, even though you're starting the song off with some depressing shit anyway, but you're coming in with, okay, maybe
Because that's what a gospel album
11:05.
is for that.
It's like,
You
again,
get a gospel album to do that, to keep you
right.
in there, keep you in that space. Then we in the gospel. We go keep going there. All right, I done cried. Where you are, so fine. You gonna make me cry again? Nope. We gonna go. It'd be a gospel artist if he try to make you cry through the whole album.
Right, right. Cause so we get into still don't you stay. Oh wow. Like he's
It's that right there. It's like I love again that musical liberation that he does. It's
yes.
like for him, I just don't. I just want to get inside his brain to figure out like what made him just free flow with like not caring how the vocal lands. It just goes out of him. Like I just want to know like those nuances, those little those oohs and ahs that he does. It's such a signature thing for him, but he does it so different. It's like even when he does it live, it's like he plays with it like again a jazz horn, but it never lands the same way. It's like he's in a different space every time he sings it, and it's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? What are you? This
And
isn't AI. This is a
that part.
real human being singing, just free singing. That's just
Yeah.
if I
I'll be
like
singing alone.
if I wanted to be a singer, I would mimic what he does. Like I just want to be free like that. Just
It's
not
just
caring about a note the way
and
it
then
comes out.
again lyrically, it's just like God, my guy Rahsaan was just going through it, man. Cause just like the pre-chorus, there's nothing more true than you and I. Then you and I together in tune. Don't break it down. Don't tear it up. Cause baby, it's all around you. So why don't you just stay a while? Like this man is begging, man. Like he like, please don't leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, please stay with me longer. Like, it's just like this
I just
dude, like
imagine
y'all say, the bridge, right? And I always get to this bridge and the first joint, and I always talk about this lyric. I can't see tomorrow without you. What? Like what? You're that deep, but now that I'm older and I've been through shit, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because before I'm just like, oh, I can see it without you, or whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I would never be able to make it through. Like, you know, when you get to that place where you are really in it with somebody, and it's like, you know, it's coming to the end, and you
mm,
like, but I don't want you to leave. I don't know if I can. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna die. You know what I mean? And
mm.
this is what this is. And again, because he slows it down a little bit because he's bringing us back there again. You know what I mean? Just the vulnerability of it all is just, yeah. So this is one of my favorites. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is one of my favorites. Oh God, like I think while I was in college, I played this song a lot. And right. And I'm like, damn, they right on campus. So what the hell? They can stay. We ain't going no damn where. But I mean, at the end
That's
of the
what I
day,
be thinking of is a college like I be thinking of people that be reading them what is it called? The '90s books back in the day for them black authors was like Eric Jerome Dickey. Like I just imagine like somebody like playing this song in the background while they got their
yes,
book.
yes,
Omar Tyree, like the type of y'all know them hip
yes.
girls that they didn't read but they would read them books
So
in college.
let me tell you, if back in the day, if you enjoyed them books, I highly recommend that you do not go back and read them. Just let them stay in that nostalgia because you're gonna read them and you're gonna be like, "What in the entire fuck?" Because I went back and read a couple books from them '90s heydays. Big mistake. I should have
Easily
left
like
it with with the gloss and the shine that it had from my childhood and left it there.
because you know they be referencing music too, like they met reference. It was one of the books reference of Maxwell. Whenever, wherever. That's where I got that reference from. Because I can just imagine
They
like
did
one of
though.
them
They would
authors be
talk about
listening
the
to the songs
song.
in the background, and they talk
You're
about the
right.
song in the background. I can just imagine
Yeah.
somebody reading the books and got Rahsaan's debut album playing in the background.
But yeah, don't go back and read
That
the book.
song so fine.
Don't go back and read them
Damn.
books. I promise. Don't do
I'll
it.
probably go back just to
I ain't. Thanks.
it's the nasty one. There's one they're gonna just read it back so I can read the nasty parts in the book.
That's about
But
it.
we thought they was doing
That's
such
about it.
finesse with the nasty stuff and all that. And I read one book I read, I was
This is so
like,
PG
you
13.
thought this was like the pinnacle of whatever, and you won't out there really doing too much of it. So in your mind, that's what it was going. Don't read them books.
Public service announcement
Let it keep
from
that
Elise.
warm place in your heart. Sometimes you just gotta let stuff just be.
Ah,
If you
Right.
want to go back
That
to stuff from the '90s, go back to this album. Do that.
that part.
I agree. I
Exactly.
agree. Yes. All righty. So we get to if you ever want to satisfy your needs, hey baby, come over. Ah! Now this is what I wanted to see him live.
This is my
This is
second
the
favorite
first
song.
joint when I said I want to see Rahsaan, I want to see him do this, and he did it. And
Mm-hmm.
I was standing. I was standing the whole time, like for real. And I mean, there was, people on the side or whatever, but I
Yeah.
didn't give up. I stood like the whole time, like, yes. So I know probably the song probably saw me because I
You
was kind of
never
in the
has
middle.
too much to say. Just
Yes.
when everything goes away. Hit you with that low note early. Man, what?
Early off the break. That's
Yes,
why I
it's
said vocally, the way he approached
feeling.
songs, it's just,
I gotta know just what you want, what you need, each and every single day. Hey. It's the
yeah,
way he let that just sit in the pocket, and then it goes into the chorus.
yes.
Satisfy me, hey baby,
Baby,
come
come
on.
on.
Who don't want to come over with somebody singing like that?
Hello.
Come on,
What?
yeah.
You about to get the business.
What?
That's my jam right there. It's the fluidity of like how it goes from the first verse to the chorus to the second verse, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like he just take you on that journey of that song, and it's such a bop, and it's just a cool, not doing too much, but it's you gonna vibe to it. It's definitely a live, like you want to hear that song live because it though that instrumentation and then his voice with that you gonna have a good time. Like the drinks is already flowing. You already probably the third or fourth drink in when that
Oh,
song when he starts singing that.
absolutely yes.
Cause he
Yeah.
ain't singing that first or second. That's gonna be that mid joint. He already got you in the
Because
beginning of the
I
live
think
set.
I think at the concert this was like maybe the fourth song I think
Yep.
he
It's
started to
that
do.
mid. Yep.
It was the fourth
Exactly.
song,
Right.
yes,
Yep.
and that's what I had because I knew I was driving home. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
had to be
He gonna
kind of
let
had
you
to
get
be
them couple
hey,
drinks in, and then he gonna sneak this one in. And it's gonna be like you gonna
yes.
be feeling it as soon as
And
he
I was
starts
just like,
singing.
oh shit, he going there. Okay. And that's when I stood up with my drink and was like, oh, yes. I was like, oh.
And then he started dirty macking
I was
in
just
the second verse.
Yes, he
this
did.
Started
Yeah.
dirty macking. He's
the
like,
whole song
go ahead,
actually.
go ahead, Lisa.
No,
Yeah,
you're
for
exactly
sure.
right. It's it made
I
me
think he
think.
did he dirty Mac before Joe Thomas's All That I Am album when he did all the
Oh
things
yeah,
that you
Joe
can't
did it
do because that
first.
was right. That's what
Joe was
yeah.
first
So he
because
just
it came
continued
out.
on
That
the
came
Yeah,
out in
legacy of '97.
'96, and this
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
'97. So yes,
So he
so Joe
continued the
was still
legacy
Dirty
on
Mackin
Dirty Mac.
first.
Yeah, he
and
just
it made me
continued the
think of
legacy of Dirty Mac.
what was the L? Because he was like, "I can love you better." That's what this song is giving. I can love you better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very much so.
yeah.
He doesn't even know that you there. That's that little stuff he do in the song. Just sprinkle of the riffs and the runs through there. He be doing it's like,
Right.
and then he's like, I got. He go right back to it. I just what you want, what you need, each and every single day.
Yay.
And then he start
Yeah.
playing with it again before he get to the bridge, and it's like,
Yep.
I can give the time of your life. I give you the world.
Okay.
And then he go. I love the way he goes in the outro because again, another example of him like using his voice as an instrument because he sounds like a jazz horn because he's just mimicking a jazz horn
Yep.
come on by. And then it's just like, because in my head, I'm thinking of a jazz riff that's like, that call and response. That's what I'm thinking of. Like, yeah, da, 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 da. When he doing all that, them is like jazz riffs to me. Like, so
Yeah.
when people put him in a neo soul box, I'm like, dude, Rahsaan is like a jazz artist, like all through it.
Yes.
Like it's just soulful jazz, like what Anita Baker is, like what uh uh all those artists that they put, like the Layla Hathaways, like I would put
Hmm.
him in that soulful jazz, like what they did in their 90s, like with, because she was doing that with Phil Perry, with like Layla Hathaway, like they were always in that box.
Hmm.
I
Yep.
would, well, not in a box, but just that fusion sound of like soul and jazz and funk. Like that's what I look at. I don't ever say, oh, and they did put him in. That's why I think this album didn't get the respect it deserved, because they put it in a neo soul box. Because at that time,
Right.
that's when they were like the videos, the if you had an afro, Maxwell already came out, so the afro they already associate him with Maxwell and that neo
Yeah.
soul vibe. So
Yeah.
they
Him
put all
and
those artists in a box.
and we
Yeah,
talked about that on our show with Darwin. We talked about Adriana. She's another one that got thrown into there. But Neo Soul was just so popular. Every A&R, I guess, was thinking, oh, let's get a piece of that. You know what I mean? Let's
yeah.
throw them into there. You know what I mean? And that didn't work for me.
And it was such a stupid marketing. And I get what's his name that managed D'Angelo, put
Kedar.
yeah, Kedar put all that in there with Erica and all that stuff, because he was managing Erica and all that stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
But the thing is this: when they did it like that, you're limited to like a young adult R&B side, when they're like pulling from, like, Maxwell's influence isn't the same as D'Angelo's. And the
Mm-hmm.
same with that, they might have like similar artists, but they're putting, like, Maxwell's musicians were Sade's. And it's like this is a different soundscape type of vibe, like a mellow.
Right.
D'Angelo giving you church quartet, funk, soul, jazz. Like
Right.
they pulling from. And same with him, he's more jazz with his approach to anything. I wouldn't say he's gospel like driven. Rahsaan, like, and so
Right.
why would you put that in the same lane as D'Angelo? And why would you
He's
put D'Angelo in the same lane as Maxwell? And it's so crazy when D'Angelo, and I'm still not over that. I don't even like referencing D'Angelo in like a past tense or whatever. But when that
oh
happened,
man.
I literally, when I like took a break from Twitter, I was literally put under somebody's tweet. That's not neo soul. Like the week before, he, like, October 14th, I was like, that's not neo soul is not a genre. I was like, if in order for it to be a new soul, like, you're basically like ignoring like Herbie Hancock, George Duke,
Yep.
Cool in the Game.
Cooling.
Like
Yep.
literally, D'Angelo's "Send It On" is legit interpolation of "Sea of Tranquility"
See
from
the
Cool in the Game. So
tranquility.
what are you talking
Yes.
about? You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? It's like they're pulling from, like, and again, people that don't understand, like, I could literally get in front of the piano and show you these chords that it's the same chords. It's just the tempo and the style that I could slow it down and it's gonna be gospel. I can speed it up. It's gonna be funk and hip hop because I'm playing
Hmm.
the same chords. It's just the
Right.
style, but it's the same chords. All of it is the same. Like I say all the time that gospel funk. I feel like funk is the wild child of gospel, and jazz
Hmm.
is that kind of polar opposite twin of funk.
And
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 it's all under gospel, but it has its own like identity, musical DNA. And then those artists like that I just mentioned kind of grabbed onto that, those nuances of the musicianship of it. D'Angelo took more of the musician aspect of it. Maxwell took the sound, the feeling of like a Marvin Gaye of what he did, and he's like,
right.
"Oh, I like what Sade's doing. I'm a bridge the Marvin Gaye and Sade sound together." That's what
Right.
his thing was. And then D'Angelo was just straight up pulling from ancestors, like the Jimi Hendrix. I want to call on that energy, the
Hmm.
funkadelic, the Parliament, and he kind of just
I
geared you
mean,
to every album like that. And I think Rahsaan's is the same evolution. When you hear each album, you're not gonna hear debut album when you go to Blue Fourier or Heroes and Gods. You gonna hear
Oh
the evolution
no.
with each
Oh
album. So,
no.
but he took on that same. I think Rahsaan. I feel like he probably didn't like that neo. So I think it was a couple people that asked him in interviews about that, and he never took on the neo soul thing. He didn't. He don't like it. I don't think. And when he talks about his albums, he's always talking about evolving, like with the
Mm-hmm.
sound.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, but yeah,
'Cause-
Neo Soul
yeah,
is not a
and
genre.
I
That's what
don't
I'm
like that now
a
too, because if
genre.
you go online, they'll say, oh, and nobody care about Wiki because Wiki be whack and wrong. But now you got people on there saying neo soul artist, Rahsaan Patterson. I'm like, no, not at all. And like you said, jazz. His influence is Shaka. Shaka is jazz. You could tell from this album that's what he was approaching. He was approaching it from his influences,
And like a
which is
Rochelle
Shaka.
Farrell, like when
Yes.
because they've done shows together, that
Yeah.
and Layla Hathaway and all that. He
Mm-hmm.
he would be like, you would put him in that smooth jazz, like those radio shows. They played their music the most because that's the young adult contemporary like R&B music at the time. But
Mm-hmm.
you could put him in there just for radio play, but it expanded beyond just, I think at the time, again, that was that weird time in music where I say all the time, from like 93 to 98, that's when R&B was going so many different directions, when R&B and hip hop was meshing together, like with Uptown, what they did, you like Progression, Heavy D, Guy, Keith Sweat, Bobby Brown, like Bobby Brown's Bobby album, I think is the probably that, and Joe Thomas's debut album is probably the last, I would say, New Jack Swing sound. And then it started going into like the house, like the Crystal Waters and the those house things, and that started to catch a wave, and then it started to go to Quiet Storm because Vesta Williams was putting out a lot of stuff. Shantae Moore,
Yeah.
it was getting into that Quiet Storm R&B play, but which was good because they were still getting radio play. And same with like I said, Vesta Williams, Shantae Moore, Karen White, like those artists early '90s. And then you saw a dip when Death Row and Bad Boy took over, and then that's
Yep.
when, because people don't know that Maxwell, I think we talked about it the last time I was on, but Maxwell's debut album got shelved at Columbia for
Yep.
2 years
Yep.
before
D'Angelo's Brown
D'Angelo.
Sugar.
And then when
Yep.
D'Angelo came out, and Maxwell always thanks D'Angelo because that
He
was what
does.
saved that.
Yeah.
But again, that was already, again, he already created that sound before D'Angelo. So what are you talking about, Neo Soul? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like
Right.
when you look at the logic of what, because I think people are just lazy. The journalists are lazy, and even during that time, when I look at the way they write artists, the white journalists that would talk about black music, just the disrespect that they would hold. Like
As
I remember
usual.
I would read white. Cause I think we talked about this one time about like the white journalists, like when they would, and like even with Jodeci and like the SWVs, like those type of artists, they'd be like, oh, these are just some kids playing in the studio. Like, how could you define like what Devontae Swing did, like taking the gospel and taking these gospel church, like
Correct.
professional gospel singing since they was kids. Now they're doing R&B, all these complex vocals that's soulful. How could you say, oh, they just playing around in the studio? Like, what kind of journalism is that?
Yeah, they always been disrespectful.
And
I
then you
Right.
talking about
remember,
SWV and said that Week was a terrible single. Like, who? Like, these are the type of journalists that was covering black, and that's why Vibe and all that stuff had to happen, because they didn't understand it, and they didn't want to understand it because they just like,
Right.
oh,
Mhm.
you're not a Celine Dion, you're not a XYZ. We could tolerate Tony, we could tolerate Mariah. These are the pop artists.
Yeah.
Everybody else, we
Yeah,
ain't paying attention to that. So
Right.
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
I wish I could remember what magazine it was, but I remember when Baduism first came out, and I read this article, and this is before it caught on and before it got all the Grammys and all that, and it was a white journalist, and they were shitting on that album,
Yep.
shitting on it, and I was just like, and in my head, I was first day listening on that one. I was like, did they listen to the same album that I just listened to? They
No.
couldn't have. Like,
No.
even with them white ass ears, still, how did you hear that, child?
That's
I don't
and
be
that's the
I don't be
same.
giving a fuck what they got to say about. Like from that time on, I was just like, these motherfuckers.
That's what. But the thing was, I didn't understand why the people at the label, executives and all that stuff, took those people seriously. Because it's like, when you break it down, it's like when we had that conversation talking about the Rolling Stone, the guy that owned that, it's like it don't make sense now for y'all to care about him having racist thoughts and all that stuff when he's had these thoughts way back when,
Damn,
not
that's right.
caring about Off the Wall, keeping like Michael Jackson from, saying that's the best album because you didn't like it personally. And just
Mhm.
like when I saw them do a write up of, you remember when James Brown had, when he got out of prison and he did a concert and he brought out like Rick James and all this stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
read
yeah.
an article. I read an article at that time, and they was like, "Oh, this is bad because they don't have any of James Brown's original band." And literally, Bootsy Collins is literally with the hat, with the glasses. He's on stage. So what are you talking about? It's like these are the type of people that do reviews, and it's like you could say now that the way they research is bad, but back then it's like for them to just have whatever opinion and people record labels and stuff allow that to affect the artist getting a second or third album based off of this idiot. And then when you go back and listen to it now, it's like this album is everything. Why didn't it get the? But a lot of it is just marketing and promotion. Because I talked to an executive that's like 50 years in the game, and he was like, they would never give them money because he worked specifically in urban marketing for label, and he said when he would go to certain white artists, they get the red carpet treatment, but black artists they had to fight. He was like, it was way better the treatment for executives and all that stuff because they gave them whatever they wanted, but with the urban departments they didn't get that. So it was like those are the battles they were fighting, and it's like now
That's terrible.
it's a good thing that like artists like Rahsaan can make a soul living making music because he stayed authentic to his sound. Like with this debut album,
Yeah.
he stayed authentic to his sound, and people love it still. And you may not know who he is, but he had a core demographic of. That's why it's amazing that urban radio kept, I think, black music alive back then because because of urban radio, I know who Rahsaan Patterson is.
Correct.
Because they loved the music. It wasn't about if it was a top 10 or 20 hit. It was, does it feel good? Do I like it? Does that replay value? And I know who Rahsaan Patterson is because of Urban Radio.
And
So
yeah,
yeah,
and that's why, like Elise said, they used to play Stop By a lot. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So if you didn't know anything else, you was gonna see that video. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Which was great for him. You know what I mean? And which is so crazy because this album came out before Baduism. Because
yeah.
the neo soul thing didn't really take off until really Erica. They gave it
Mm-hmm.
to her. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, the queen of neo soul and all this kind of stuff. But I'm like, if you had a great A&R, they could have really kind of maneuvered this way. Like they could have kind of Brian McKnight this album, to be honest with you, if they could have went that
Yeah,
way. Because they didn't do him like that, and he was on Mercury. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't on a big label. A Wing, I think it was Wing. I mean, but
yeah.
he wasn't on a big label like that either. But they didn't market it like that. And then also his first single was with Sean. So
Mm.
that helped him. You know what I mean? Because that would have been just like Rahsaan, like you said, if they would have just gave maximum dollars to this, people would have known it. People would have got on, people would have caught on, like Sid said with Erica. At first, people didn't catch on at first.
Yeah, because I don't even think because back then it was like David Letterman, like those Tonight shows, that was big press for like artists, like, but I don't know. He just, like I said, he just did urban, they just put him in the urban box. So it
Planet
was
Groove, and
just
that's
urban.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so when I think back, that's the only thing I remember promotion was him being on that. He didn't get to get on David Letterman. Well, I don't know if the record labels that he was under had connections to those TV shows or if they wanted to market them. A
Because he
lot
was
of
on
them,
MCA. This is
a
MCA at
lot
the
of those
time.
management and those people they limit the artists because they be like, oh no, you don't go on there because you hear those stories all the time. They don't want that artist to go to because they want to keep it specific. Like with Clive Davis did that all the time. He only wanted to keep certain artists in certain
Yep.
boxes. It's
Yep.
like no, you're not mainstream. We're not putting you in a pop box. We putting you in the R&B stuff. Oh, Whitney don't need that record. We're gonna give it to
Mickey
Melissa
Howard.
Morgan. Yeah,
Oh,
Mickey Howard.
Mickey.
We'll give
Yep.
that to them. We're not gonna give it to Whitney because it's too urban, too black, too
That's
funky.
crazy.
But it's crazy because it's like they don't they try to act like they understand, but they don't. It's like with that's why I'm very not lenient when it comes to like those white, those backpack white kids that love like the J Dillas and shit like that. Like I get it, but at the same time, man, I don't hope I don't get in trouble saying this, but it's a cat that's on Twitter. He like got all these archive footages and stuff, but a lot of stuff it's like, yeah, you got it, but you stole it though. That's like when you boosting, like like the boosters or whatever, and it's like, yeah, but that's stolen stuff though. Even though you bought them Jordans, they stolen and they hot. And it's like just because you got it don't mean it's authentic. Like I get it. Like people like, well, don't get mad at the white people for doing that because they trying to keep y'all don't keep the culture. Like no, y'all don't shine light on it because it ain't packaged a certain way, and if it ain't got your favorite artist attached to it, or if it
Blame.
like if y'all had the stars on here like the Mariahs and Tonys would come and join. Now they fucking with y'all now because y'all got stars. But no, you need to fuck with the content and not just because it's a big name. And that's what I look at those ones that always trying to be deep into the culture. It's like, no, you kind of just, trying to steal on the
You
low.
trying to for that part.
Yeah, and
But
my
yeah,
issue with it, like particularly with like as you mentioned, the Dilla people, the little Dilla white kids,
yeah,
and artists like Dilla, is because okay, I understand that it sounds good to you because it is good, right? But they don't know the DNA of it. It's like,
yeah. It's a fetish.
yeah,
It's a fetish of because you want the musical parts of it, but you don't want to talk about the pain of it. You don't want to talk about like what's associated with being black. You just like the sound and what it is, and you want to talk about, oh, this had this many BPMs on it. You want to talk about the nerdy aspect of it, but you don't want to talk about, oh, this dude cried his eyes out singing this album. He felt insecure. D'Angelo felt insecure. He wasn't creating his music. He's trying to feel alive again, and he's insecure. You're
Mm-hmm.
not talking about the pain that he feels not feeling good enough to make music,
yeah,
even though he's probably one of the best musicians of all time, but he don't feel that way. But you're not talking about that. You're romanticizing it, and then you're stealing the content because this music wasn't released for a reason. And I could tell
Period.
you with Miss Angie Stone, like it was one they released with the Mary joint. You stole that. That's not that. What it was the reason why it wasn't released. She even said she didn't like it because she didn't get properly, compensated or whatever the case was. Get the just due with that song, and so she didn't like that people had it. I could tell you that verbatim because she told me. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're stealing. I can say you're stealing because she told me y'all stealing, and she was wanting to get that back before she died because
Mm-hmm.
she never got her just due with those records. But that's what I'm saying. It's like you think you're, and that's the thing that I hate when artists like that pass away because they like, oh, I'm calling neo soul out of respect. And it's like, no, they didn't want to be labeled that. So
They
why
did
do you?
not.
Because but that's the game. That stand culture stuff is because I like it and I want to call you that. That's what it is. It's like, no, you're not respecting the artist because you just want to do what you want to do. You want to
Facts.
make it just for you. And it's like, no, if you really want to understand the artist, then you be like, no, I'm not listening to unreleased Prince music because even though he knew y'all were going to, the undo the thing, the vault to get the music and stuff like that. But no, I don't want to listen to tracks that, oh, this is exclusive from 1977 with, such and such or whatever. It didn't. I don't care.
Right.
But people
Right.
don't care though because they want to make money off of it. And he's like, oh, I'm archiving it. Sure you are. Sure you're archiving it
like
because
the
it's
great
not. Why is
late.
it on a website then if it's archived? Okay. But no, go ahead.
Like the great late Paul Mooney said, everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga.
That
That
part.
part.
And I'll
That
call it what
part.
it
You want
is.
the
I
flash,
don't.
but you don't want the pain that comes with it. Guess what?
No.
I walk around the flash. Hey, my melanin look great
That's
on me, but I also carry the pain. I carry the pain of my ancestors. I this black girl pain. I got it.
and I don't want to get on a
It's a
tangent either.
package.
I'm just saying like I'm not into
I ain't into
those
that.
those
I don't
those
like it.
that's like the cookout thing when they be trying to invite people
Ain't
that's
no
down the
cookout.
white people that is like, yeah, they ain't no cookout,
But
nobody got to
and
do
then
that.
what makes it so bad too, because then it's also us that make it even worse. You know what I mean? Like we
Yeah,
bring the motherfuckers in. Like what the why? You know what I'm saying? Like with with different things, and we're talking about like as far as stealing and all of that kind of stuff. You got our own people stealing our own shit too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Not
for
even
sure.
giving credit for that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the blood, sweat, and tears that we're doing. Give the credit, like you said, with Angie Stone and the whole Mary thing. I saw that interview that she did, and you could see the pain that Angie was
Yeah.
feeling because she did not want Mary to have that joint. She did
And
not.
guess what they did? As soon as she died, they got the damn thing on Twitter, and it's got a million impressions. Like, come on now. It's like, what do y'all really care about the artist, or do y'all just want the clicks and the likes and want to feel
They do.
important? And it's like, and again, people don't see it because they feel like they're paying homage. It's like, no, if you actually listen to the artist, they'll tell you, I felt this way about it. And you're like, oh, I don't care about that. This is how I felt in 1998, and it's close to me, so I'm gonna do it. But that's how people are. So I'm not saying it to where I'm just putting it on notice that, with artists respecting them, I feel like is respecting not listening to stuff that wasn't released when they passed away. Now you want to put it out now and do that. But again, it's not even my thoughts or my opinions. This is what those artists said.
Those are yes.
They said
Yeah.
that.
And
And
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's a difference.
and with artists like your Angie Stones and your Princes and stuff in the world, these people's catalogs of released music is so fucking expansive.
Yeah.
Why in the fuck? You don't even know they deep cuts. Why do you want this unreleased rough draft? Like
That
somebody
part.
went in your notebook and pulled out your rough draft. Who the fuck want that? If they wanted it out, it would have been the fuck out. Them
It would have
people
been
put
out.
out music like a fucking machine. Like, get the fuck out.
Right.
Yes, yes, that's what I,
And
I hate that. And then now with that, it was just like, and then when people die, right? Then it's like all of a sudden they became so in love with this artist. Wait a minute, you weren't even talking about them when they were here,
right.
especially with these white publications and shit. Because
Buyer's
all of a
remorse.
sudden now, when Angie had passed, it was all of a sudden everybody was putting it on their website. I was like, where the fuck was y'all when fucking Mahogany Soul came out? Wait, was y'all buying it then? Was y'all
Not even
buying
that,
Black
when her
Diamond then?
2015 album came out, when her
Right.
independent releases came out,
Her
like it was
independent.
just,
Was y'all talking about that then? No. So
Mhm.
and
that's
the
what
thing is,
bothers me. And then, like you said, they put the name on it. And these people, they don't want to be boxed in like this. Like you
and they
said with
do
the
that
whole
with
thing
the
with
vinyl.
Rahsaan. He's
They
not
do.
no neo soul cat. This dude is jazz, funk, all of this. He ain't bringing in no new soul. So why would you even put him in there? But again, this is these labels giving these album releases to these white, journalists, and they don't understand it. They don't feel what we feel. So they don't understand what Rahsaan just did this. Oh, we get it. It's like, Rahsaan, we feel you on that one. They don't. They don't get when he's doing these riffs up and down. They like, what is this? Well, if you don't know what it is, why the hell you reviewing it then?
Yeah.
Why are you
Go,
reviewing it?
go review your boiled chicken ass shit over there
That's right.
and get out of my face.
That part. That part.
But
I
yeah,
love this. This conversation, I'm loving. Thank you, Q.
I,
I'm loving it because we
I
can
just
go
had,
off
well,
about this.
cause I be wanting to say something so bad, and I had time. Well, cause again, I said they be boosting, they the virtual boosters, the kids that, and they do it with the vinyls too. They get the plaques. They'll get the auction. Like somebody
Yes.
sacrificed their life. Like, why are you proud to have somebody's album plaques that they had to give up to make mortgage payments for? Like, this is a hard time in their life. They probably had to give
Hello.
that up for. And
Hello.
you over here like, yeah, I got they double platinum album.
Idiots.
And you stole
That
it.
you
And you
got
With
weren't even
with
a
your
fan of them
already
like
blood
that.
money and then you sucking out
they
some
didn't
blood.
personally, if unless the artist personally gave you their album plaque, you stole it. Cause they
You
auctioned
like
it
that?
off. You got it from an auction, from a loser,
Like
a
this ain't the
freaking loser.
flex you think it is. And even if the person's passed, no, that person child need to have that. Like, what are you
Just
doing?
like with like
Or
it's not
they
like
need or
Joe
their
Brock.
mentee. That's who
Yeah.
should have that, not Joe
The mentees.
punk
Yes, sis.
ass.
Yes.
It's like
Yep.
with Chubb Rock, like he collects, like he has on his Instagram, he collects things, but he'll get it exactly like he had Prince's DJ, like he had like a production equipment from like Prince's that gave it to him. So him having it, he's a collector, but he got it from the person that actually like did it.
Did it. Right.
It's a
Right.
real. It's not like, oh, I got it from an auction from. they sold it for $200 and I got it. Look what I got on here, and they'll put it on the internet, and it's like you stealing. Again, you a booster.
A booster.
Are you proud of being a booster? Do you see boosters on the internet talking about, oh, I just got these J's from XYZ? No, they keep it low key. So why is you proud? But again, white people and their legacy is stealing. And listen, we go to a whole other tangent. We might go to the next song because y'all want me to go ripping on white
I
people.
love it. I
And
love
and
it because
they
it makes sense because we still in it because
them
I
being a
wanted
guest
to
in the
go
House of
there.
Black Music.
I wanted
Yeah.
to go there about the whole thing about them putting the Rahsaan in there, but you kind of made it. That's what it is. And like you said, we're lazy. We're absolutely lazy because I know for damn sure just because the motherfucker had fucking an afro and all this shit, that motherfucker wasn't no neo soul at all. So I was
Yeah.
like,
They
why?
put them in a
And me and
box because
Elise
the
talk about
aesthetic.
this shit all the time when we talk about Rahsaan. We like, this album ain't that. It might
It
be
ain't
thick,
that.
but it ain't that.
It ain't that. Adriana Evans was hip hop soul. It won't no damn
Yes.
neo soul or I, I hate this. Nothing is neo soul.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I hate
Nothing.
that name.
Nothing. Nothing.
Yes. Me and Elisa went on so many podcasts and people would bring it up and me and Elisa just fall out. Like we will fall out when somebody be like, well, what did y'all think about Neo Soul? We'll just fall out and be like, there ain't no
Neo
Neo Soul. Like
Neo
what?
soul is not a genre.
It's
Neo
not.
soul is not
Yeah.
a genre.
It was a marketing
JR.
tool. Like was it.
JR, was it you that said your mama said ain't no new soul or something like that? Was it your
Yes, my
mama?
mama said
Yeah.
that. Yes, it was her. My mom was like, what new
She said
soul?
soul ain't new. It's the
Soul
same
ain't new.
soul.
I think I've talked
Yes.
to
Put a twist
everybody.
on it. It's
I
just
think
soul.
Rahsaan's probably the only one I haven't talked to in that umbrella, that the subgenre of neo that they tried to put in as neo soul, and all of them hate it. They won't publicly say it, but they all told me that no, I
Yeah,
don't call it
I
that.
wouldn't have either because they are real. These, and mind you, the neo soul people they put in are real artists.
Yeah,
So they are coming from, they're building things from their
you can't.
influences.
Excuse
And
me.
their
You can't.
influences are those. So how the fuck are they making anything new? Like,
It's just the logic about of you grouping all these artists in, right? It's like when you listen to Erica's Baduism, even if you go
uh,
to the next one, the
oh,
sophomore
Mama's Gun.
album,
Mama's
Mama's
Gun.
she's
gun.
pulling like funk. She's playing like the funk wave. Like, of course, it's her style though, and it's her like playing with jazz and playing with these things. But again, they all don't have the same influences, so you can't say she's a fan of Shaka Khan. Do you hear Shaka Khan in a D'Angelo song? No. Of
You
course, you
know,
could say that, but they make it their own.
and I knew that when neo soul was complete bullshit, and I knew when people were just using that shit for marketing too, because they were just throwing. Even after this, with Rahsaan's second album, they was throwing him in there again, and
Yeah,
it was like, what are y'all doing? Like, no. Then when they started throwing anybody in there, remember they threw music in there. Music ain't no goddamn neo soul, like at all. Like, what
yeah,
are we doing here? Like,
Yeah.
that's when I was like, okay, now we're throwing motherfuckers in. Because then they even threw Alicia Keys in that bitch. I was like, for real? Like,
yeah.
okay, now y'all playing
It should
games.
have
Like,
been, yeah, when Bad Boy, like that Death Row, when that was like gangster music was like the highs of the high. That
yeah,
was the perfect time. But the only difference was you had live instrumentation
correct.
on these records they were calling neo soul versus the like the SWVs, those sonic productions that was like hip hop and R&B driven.
Right.
But when that it was a good, I guess, dive back into the R&B space of like the Maxwells and the D'Angelos live instrumentation. That was the only difference. And I told Maxwell this. I said the only difference between those R&B records at the time and theirs was the live instrumentation. They brought that back, the 70s style of instrumentation being on record.
Elise said
That's the
this.
only thing.
Elise said
And
this Q on the same on our
and
episode we did
you couldn't
Maxwell.
even put Rahsaan in that because he maybe had a couple instruments on there, but a lot of it was production. So he didn't have a real lot. That's the only critique I probably have of this album, that I wish he would have did it like live instrumentation throughout the whole album. Which I love that he has live versions of these
Right.
unreleased, because I prefer hearing Come Over like with a band instead of like, even though it's dope like what it is, but like I said, that live experience, that's what makes you, that's why Rahsaan is still the hottest ticket, and he ain't got worried about, he ain't got to promote nothing, he ain't got to put out an album. They gonna go just because his live experience is just that. He put so much energy into the background vocalists and the musicians, like the real musicianship of a live show, that you can't take that away from his legacy with this
Right.
debut album. And then also at the time period when it came out, 97, like I said, when that change up of
That
R&B and
shift
hip
was
hop,
happening.
that
Yep.
shift was happening. And I think
Mm-hmm.
he just came in when that shift was, they wasn't really putting money. I don't know. It was a weird time. They were
And
they
then
were
his
a lot
album
of
came,
them.
because his album came out in January, right, of
Yeah,
'97, right?
yeah,
Y'all gotta also realize, like we said, Bad Boy was at its peak. They were at its peak. So this is where all the money is going, even though he's on MCA,
yeah,
but he got so many people that's in front of him. Who is about to also come out? Mary.
yeah,
She's coming out. So he's getting a little bit to none. They keeping him
yeah,
completely urban. And it's
yeah.
just like, yo, like that's why it makes me mad, because it's just like this album could have really been bigger than what it was, but like you said, the times that it was just like, nah, they didn't know what to do with him, and the people that was an A&R and all this stuff didn't either. You know what I mean? It was just like, what y'all got a kind of a masterpiece, no kind of a masterpiece in your hand, and you couldn't. And speaking of, like you said, with live instrumentation, that is the reason why I Can't Wait Another Minute is my favorite song from Rahsaan Patterson. To see him do this live, I cried the entire time.
It's an
I was
experience.
recording, and in my recording, you can hear me just, and it's all this instrumentation. You got a bass, you got horns, you got freaking violins, you got strings, you got this, and the strings add on the emotion of it all. Like, I was like, because I didn't know, because Elise, I love that Elise did this too. She didn't tell me what songs that he was gonna do, because there's some songs. I mean, he also did some stuff off After Hours too. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was the anniversary of the album for real. So at least know that I love Can't Wait Another Minute. But she never, me and her, when we go to concerts, don't tell me. Don't say nothing, because she did the shit about Raphael when we went to the Tony. I went first. She said, Julie, don't tell me. Do not tell me nothing. So at least didn't tell me.
He did good too.
I did, because I was like, "Ooh, I couldn't keep it to myself, girl. Catch, I did. I wanted to tell her so bad, because I know she loved that record, and I was like, "Ooh," but I was like, "Yeah, it was a good show." I was like, "It's
Yeah,
a good
keep it
Yeah,
show."
I told
modest.
him that's all he could tell me. Was it good
Yep,
or bad? I mean, I knew
and
it
at
wasn't gonna be
least
bad, but that's all I
right,
want to know
Right.
was, did you enjoy yourself? And he was like, oh my God, yeah, I can't wait till you go.
right, and that's why Elise was like, "I know you're gonna love this show, and I know you're gonna get what you want." And this, I got what I want, and I even told Rahsaan, I cried. I said, thank you for doing this record. This is my favorite record from you since 1997.
You know what's the true beauty of this record?
Yeah.
Is, and Rahsaan is very good at this, and true good singers are good at this. I would say like a Whitney is good at this, of not rushing a song. You don't even get
Yes.
the drop until 3.5 minutes.
3 minutes and 35 seconds. Yes, Lord. You better, Elise. Yes.
That's
The tempo
I'm on my
change.
JR shit. I can
Yeah.
timestamp. But it's like you
Right.
don't even get the drop until 3.5 minutes. And you're like just so like, because he's just taking his time and enunciating everything, and
Yes.
he ain't doing a whole lot. He's just like kind of straight singing. He do a little but like it's kind of just straight singing. And then when the music comes in, it's just like it's just elevated even further. But you need, like, I don't think I ever heard a song that you don't get the music don't really drop till 3.5 minutes in it. That's
And he made it live. I think the performance was probably like 11 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I listen to that one all the time. Like,
Yes. I was
man,
just sitting there like, oh my God. And even the lady beside me that was sitting beside me, she was like, she just tapped me. She said, I get it, baby. Me too. Like, she was crying too. Cause it was like, yo, and like you said, at least, I think you said this on another show. You was like, it's a joint where you be like, take your time. That's when you scream out, like, take your time. And he did. And it was just like, to hear it live and really the band behind him, and they was just and
It's
then
that
just
live version. Yeah, that live version you're talking about. I love that with the orchestra.
yes, oh
That
god, I'm getting
that's what
chills
take it
now.
to,
Like
yeah,
oh god,
take it to another level, right? Man, it's just the way I love it was an old clip of him and Crouch talking about making that song, and he was just talking about playing them chords, and then he comes in with that like for the first time feel like I'm in love you. When he hit that,
yes, girl,
Over. I,
over, over. That's the
when he go right there, oh,
because I thought I was gonna be. I was like, no, I'm gonna get through this. Because when I just heard, I was like, oh shit, you about to do it? Okay, cool. I was like, all right, I'm gonna record this, but I said I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it
but
through.
he actually shortens that up though to like I think a minute. I
Yeah,
think like a minute because he don't go. He kind of paces through it, but it goes
yeah,
right to that groove. Like,
yeah.
do, 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 do. And then it goes right back to that, and then it slows down again, and then that in love. I like, oh, I love hearing Tony or Trina them harmonies in the background on that. Woo. They can we wait a minute
And right,
for the first
first
time, and
time.
then that's when he get into that jazz horn riff he be doing. That he once it goes to that, he gonna start riffing
Yes, and then
live. He
uh,
gonna start riffing that crazy.
and he's doing and like you said, that live performance kind of adds with Trina and you know Tony and them because on the album version it's just him.
Right.
That's just all him. No background. It's just him. And it's
Right.
just like, again, the vulnerability of this record when them strings come in. It's like you cannot help but to. And sometimes, like when I'm like listening and it's on shuffle and I got my music on shuffle and it comes in, sometimes if I'm like really up, I can't listen to it because it's gonna take me there. And I'm like,
When he
mm-mm.
say your eyes,
Yo,
when he say that, your eyes, when he hit that, because I get like just the like again the songwriting. It's like, can we wait a minute? Because I know that feeling of like this is feeling real. It's gonna go somewhere else, and it's like,
yep,
can we like just wait? Because I feel like this is gonna be the first time I'm falling like deeply, and it's like, can we just wait? Because I'm looking in your eyes. Your eyes is like making me fall. Ah, again, if you ain't in love, listen to this song. You are, or that feeling of it. You gonna definitely feel it. If you need an introduction into Rahsaan, can we wait a
this will
minute?
be yes. That I
This is the
said that
song out of
Q.
all the
I
songs.
put that online. I said,
This is
yo,
the
if you
one.
want an introduction to a song, go with this. It's songwriting, it's artistry, it's all of that. And if you want to introduce that, because the second verse always said when he said, they take away all my pain. I need you here with me today and forever. There's nothing better. Like
There's nothing better.
oh God, Lord, I'll be like Jesus. I'll be like Rahsaan, like keep on
Got to
loving
take you.
me. Like it's
Yeah,
just like the
yeah,
little things. Like,
yeah. And this song is this is a song that young singers, this song specifically should like study, like
yeah, for
really,
sure.
really study. Any young male
Hmm.
or female singer should really,
And
really
he just
get him.
pacing through it. He just taking his time, like you said, taking your time. But
You
again,
get
like
everything in
that,
this
it's like,
song.
yeah.
You
And
get
it's
the
like I
whole
love
breadth of his artistry in this song.
absolutely. I like I said to the chat, if there's some people in there that's like, oh, I ain't never heard of a song, go to Can We Wait a Minute? That's
please,
the one. That's the one
please.
that's gonna buy you into it
But
because
and you're in. He's gonna
you
bring you
in
in.
sense. I know for me, when I heard that, I was a fan forever.
Yep. I
That's what
love
made me want to play piano. And I
oh
was like a
wow.
young kid was like, yeah, Rahsaan, his whole vibe is like what I musically want to, if I become an artist or whatever, I would like it's like a few songs I've written just based off of like the way he struck his, whether or not he's structuring it, the songwriting or the musicianship, I would create just from, I want to make music like that, like the way he wrote. So
And
yeah,
now,
the
like I
song.
said, this has been my favorite song since when I first heard it in 1997. I was like, I think this was the time because when me and my mom would listen to, we want to get through the whole thing. This was probably the first time I was like, Mom, no. And this
In the
is
early,
me at
yeah.
10. Mom, can we rewind this? Like, please. And then she kind of looked at me because my mom is like, yeah, you're weird because you really be into these music. And I'm like, well, whose fault is that? But I'm like, she saw and she kind of looked at me like, oh no, he feeling something. He never been in this before, but he feeling it. It's the musicality of this record. Like them
Mm-hmm.
strings, man, coming
It's the
into the
journey.
violins.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like it tugs on your heart. You know what I mean? So it was just like for me to see Rahsaan do this, and I got to tell him thank you for that. And he was like, oh no, no problem. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just
And
whew, this
you
song,
can
whew, I
mix
just got
the
chills.
you
Whew.
yeah, you can mix the like the title and the musical nuance of it. Like, can we wait a minute? The music is doing what the song is doing, like making you wait a minute to get into
Yeah,
the groove of the song. It's like, let's wait a minute, let's take you on this journey, and then we're
correct.
gonna hit you the groove, and then we're gonna go right back into it, then we're gonna groove again. But
Right.
yeah, but the way he, like I said, his what he does live, like what you just described, is a whole different feeling. Like live, oh my god, it's a whole
Yes,
different. He
yes.
take you on a whole nother journey. The live version of it.
Yes.
I feel like we should be like his promotional team for
I
his
really
live
do. And then
shows,
I
because we,
remember when
I feel like we could sell it.
after the concert, that's why I was like, Elise did can't wait another minute. I was just like, oh my God. She was like, I was waiting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like, oh my
Oh,
God. Like
that's his signature. He does. I don't know. I've been to since early 2000s until I want to say, when was it? It was he played at the City Winery in Chicago. I went to. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. It was like around the holiday time. I went to it.
right.
But from that time to early 2000s, you talking about almost 15 years. I've seen Rahsaan almost once every 3 years from there. So I've probably seen him at least 12 times.
Nice. Yeah, I'm
And
going back to go
that,
see him in March. Me and
yeah,
Timothy going to see him in March at
Can
the
We Wait a
Bethesda.
Minute is like the has to be on, like, like artists got that you have to have this on a set list no matter
Yeah.
what. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the it has to be on, because I don't think I've ever been to one of his shows and that song hasn't been sung. That's his signature.
So I
I
get to
feel like
see it
that's his
again. Yes,
signature
Lord.
live show song is
That's
Can We
right, because
Wait a
that
Minute.
show,
Yeah.
I want to go with y'all, but that's the same weekend I'm gonna be in New York for the
Yes.
Boys to Men joint.
Right.
And this is gonna slightly segue into the next song, Joy, because I would have loved to hear somebody I would have loved to hear cover it. I would have loved a Boys to Men in their prime
Yep.
to cover this song.
Oh,
Yep.
that's a
or
nice switch.
or like a In Vogue in their
Oh
prime
yeah. Very
to
true.
do
Very
this
true.
Ooh,
because of
yeah.
the harmony. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
It's
they
just them and it's just him and
they
Take Six. Well, half of them.
yeah.
That's, what's so crazy. It's like they have a signature sound too. Because I was like, "Yep, that's Take Six." Like,
That
that's
was
Yeah,
who
my
you
as
get.
soon as
first
yeah,
thought. That was
it's
my
the
That's their
first
first thought.
thought.
signature
As
thing.
soon
Yep.
as I heard it, I
I
said,
was like,
"Yup."
Take
Like
Six. Yep.
like
I'm like, wait a minute, hold
I'm kind
up.
of shocked this wasn't the last song, because back in the day, the '90s, they always had a gospel song at the end of
You
before the end of
better
the album.
believe
So
it.
I'm kind of shocked this wasn't the last one on even though it was good. The sequencing, I love it, but I'm shocked that Joy wasn't the last one, because it had that gospel kind of feel to it or whatever.
And this
So
and like with this
yeah.
and it segue into this at least like when I was going through like sometime between 2009 to 2010, I would listen to this song every day, from it to give me some type of, you know what I mean? Like it gave
Hmm.
me some type of joy in the morning. You know what I mean? So it was just like that. It was just like this song. But again, when I heard this in '97, when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, that's Take Six. you can't help that. It ain't all of them, but it's three of them, but it's them. Because like you said,
Right.
Q, they got their own sound. And
Hmm.
wherever they at, that's what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? Like that's what you're gonna get. So yeah,
All
Joy, you
10
needed it after Can't
songwriting,
Wait Another Minute. You
right,
needed that.
right, songwriting and production tens to
Yeah.
me. So I ain't got nothing to
Yeah,
say
I ain't
about
got
this one.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
love it.
love this record. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is another favorite of mine. Another
I'm
one. So
and also shocked it wasn't an interlude because it kind of has an interlude energy to it too when it starts.
yeah.
So it could have, but yeah, he don't. He I don't think Rahsaan got any interludes on his album. Now I think about it, he ain't got no interlude. He just give you straight song. Like, yep, yeah. I
Oh
forgot what's
man.
next on it. Is it another ballad? The next one,
No,
my sweet
sweetheart. Sweetheart is
Uh,
kind of
sweetheart.
like
Yeah,
a little
that's
bit
up, up,
acoustic.
up.
Give my sweet, sweet, sweet.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of that. So yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, I with Rasan, because his I feel like he had a good. This was still when soundtracks were, because also his songs were on some independent movies or just movies like what was it what's that movie with that one girl in it I was about to say Gabrielle Union was in that movie. Two Could Play That Game.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah.
before that, it was a movie with Lawrence Fishburne. He had a soundtrack song on there. I can't think of the name of it. It was like a Hoodlums. I think that's what it was called.
Hoodlum, he
The
did
Hoodlum
Street
soundtrack.
Life.
He has a lot of songs like on this
Brown
album
sugar.
that could have yeah, that could be a soundtrack song. Like Sweetheart, like I could hear
Well,
that in a
you make
movie.
life so good. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of visual songs that I can visualize like in a movie. And Sweetheart is one of them. That's what I think of is like this being in like a '90s, like even like Love Jones or something like that. They could have fit that song in there.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
I
could have fit
agree.
that in there. But
I
yeah,
agree with
but
that.
but
I
I
agree.
visual this song gives me soundtrack vibes. Like it I'm just picture somebody looking outside a window seat. Either the like midway through the movie or the climax of the movie, I could hear the song being played. Yeah.
Mhm.
But he got a lot of songs. The last few songs on this album, I could hear on the soundtrack,
Mhm.
Yeah, like one
which
more
was
night.
yeah,
Again.
that one, yeah.
Yes. I remember that. Yes. I was like, this ain't on the soundtrack or something. Like when I heard it back then, I was like, is this on the soundtrack or something? But I was like,
But yeah,
you know
he
what I
got a
mean?
lot
But
of good. Yeah, Brown Sugar. You mentioned Brown Sugar. I forgot he was on that too
Yeah,
on that soundtrack. But
you
yeah,
make
he
life
got
so good,
yes, he got a lot of
which
songs
is
that
one of
fit
my
a soundtrack.
favorite Rasan songs. You make life so good. That song's
Your
everything.
interpretation of Rasan is so funny, Elise.
I live for it.
it's it's just the way you hit on them notes that make me laugh. It's so funny.
So silly. I can't help it.
But yeah, Sweetheart definitely gives soundtrack. It gives me soundtrack vibes.
What is
And
this?
yeah, and one more night. That does too. Like when I heard that, I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
That
When
yeah,
you
so that's
needed
a great ballad.
that tempo and lightness of a song after the last two songs.
Yeah, for sure. That's why
yeah.
I was like, album sequencing was dope. The only thing was Joy. That was just my curiosity of why that wasn't last because it had like a gospel feel to it.
Yeah.
I don't think it threw off the album at all, but I was just
Mm-mm.
curious
And
on
it's a
why it
short
wasn't
song
last.
too. It's only two
Yeah,
and a
that's
half
why I was
minutes.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, that exactly. I was like, it gave interlude vibes. That's why I was like, this ain't an interlude though. I
Yeah.
was like, but yeah,
I didn't even
but it
think
was a
about
good.
that. Yeah, interlude vibes. That's yeah.
The thing is, I kind of it gives me Faith Evans like debut album, like how she had that, and so anything
Why did
related
I
to
know you
that,
was gonna
I
say that?
related
I
to
knew that. That's why I was
that.
waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
Because she had the interludes, like when the songs wasn't that long, like you, you were my joy. Like that song gave me that vibe. So I was like, that feel like an interlude song, and it had gospel s to it. So with Take Six or whatever. So I was
Mhm.
like, but it's a great song. It's a good, like I said, I was just curious because I think just the theme of like '90s being gospel song last, it just sticks in my head. So, but yeah, Sweetheart and what is it? What we on one more night now?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. One more night.
That
That's what we were
ballad.
talking about.
Oh. Yeah, it definitely gives soundtrack vibe. This one, I
Yes,
said Sweetheart, and this one gives soundtrack vibes.
yes, and him
Yeah,
begging yet again. Like,
not big.
he like, gosh, I'll be like, damn, Rahsaan, like, woo,
Just one.
like,
That's how you know it's like you enjoy somebody's presence when it's like just one more night.
one more. Why you gotta leave me? That's what he's saying. Why you gotta leave? You know what I mean? Like it's
They was breaking his heart before it got to Wines and Spirits.
okay. He needed it. He needed some wine and spirits after this.
Right. Oh man. That's where the emotional when it opened up at Joy, I was like, that's where you were talking about with where you are, but that emotion came back, I feel like with Joy.
Yeah.
But the next I can't wait till we get to the next ones.
Yeah.
The second or the third, the last one. Oh my God. That was probably I feel like his most emotional song we get into though, but I don't want to jump too far
Mhm.
ahead. But yeah.
But yeah, but
No what?
Yeah.
one more night, it ain't even we think he begging. He saying the song, I'm begging.
Right, exactly. He making it
On
clear.
some Jodeci, baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, begging,
Oh yeah, for sure.
like I'm begging.
Whoever it was like they was making him pull his heart out on that song. But it still
That
gave a good vibe though. That's the thing I love about him. Like even in a emotion, it's like what Tidra Moses does, you know, because she be talking about how emotional and painful her debut album is, but it jams so hard you can't even. I guess you could do that with every artist, but her stuff, she be got some emotional records too, but it be jamming though. I say same with Rahsaan. It's like we excited about it, and he like, man, I was broken up about this
Yeah,
in
they
'97.
they went to the school of Philadelphia records, dancing and
they didn't
crying,
crying.
dancing
Oh
and
man,
crying. We gonna
this is
dance
staying
and we
with
gonna cry.
Frankie
Ain't that
Beverly's
time?
"Before I Let Go," like the cookout anthem, and it's a heartbreak song, and we don't care like "Before I Let You Go," and it's
That
like
part right there, he's
he
crying. He's like,
yeah,
before
they're
like
like no,
that, you know, he's holding, he's crying.
they're like
Like,
no, we gonna do the electric slide, no, we gonna
right, we go,
uh,
you know, us
take
niggas
it
know how to
down, then
make it
take it back.
happy.
Uh, they don't care.
Right,
Well,
right.
that's we could do it. You could do a whole show about that about people that misinterpret lyrics, like they think Maxwell's "Pretty Wings" is a wedding song. I
Oh,
remember somebody requested that at a wedding some years ago. I was like, "Ma'am, that is not a love song."
at
And Earth,
all.
Wind and Fire, Philip Bailey told y'all quit singing "Reasons" at y'all
Reasons,
wedding
yes.
reception.
Like,
He
oh,
said that is not wedding reception music.
annoying.
This is after the wedding reception. But yeah, one more night. That's the joint that I
Yeah,
said that one in Sweetheart is sound.
yeah.
I visualize that song more because I just be like, man, I just be thinking about like that's the song you put on when you just like again you trying to escape your brain and just like
Hmm.
let that song play and then I can think like, man, I could see this in one of them rom com movies like one of them Tom Hanks '90s rom coms or whatever. Wait, what was one of them artists? One of those actors that was always in a rom com back in the day? I'm trying to think. Oh, I can't see. I was thinking. I
Morris
don't even know what.
Chestnut, Tay Diggs,
Yeah,
Go
uh,
ahead, sis.
I was
yeah.
about to say. I was about to say. I can't think none of their names though. The white actors. I
Oh, the
can't
white
think
ones.
of.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, I can't think of the name, but they could have
I was
fit in one of
thinking black.
them
My
rom
bad.
coms. Oh no, they could have definitely put this. Wait, when did the Wood? I mean, not the Wood. Best Man come out? Didn't it come out in '97?
That was 99.
90. Oh shoot! But one of his albums could have been Sound and Stereo.
Yep, Love and Stereo
They
could
could
have been,
put.
yep.
But again,
Hmm.
he do got those. Like I said, he got to do a lot of soundtrack songs because I mentioned Hoodlums, and then she mentioned Brown Sugar, and then he was on the soundtrack of Vivica Fox movie Two Could Play That Game, and that was a hit. That was a hit movie when that came out.
Hmm.
And he was that part of the party scene of her corporate thing is like so hot. But I think that was from the third album. So hot, it was
Yeah,
so hot,
so
it was
hot.
so hot. Yeah, that one that was on that soundtrack. And I again, he got them kind of songs that I can remember because it has that soundtrack theme to it. So I always associate. I do that all the time though. Like if I hear a song, I always go back to the movie I saw it in.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Yes. So then I think this is the
Oh,
one
this my
I'm gonna let
second
you have
favorite.
it.
Don't
Don't
want
want
to
to lose
lose it.
it. Go
Woo!
off.
It's my jam right here. Don't want to lose it. It when I tell you I had that cassette tape, I got it like a month after the album came out, and I remember that cover of it. But I remember those that are that are Gen Z and a little bit in the millennial generation. There was a thing called a cassette tape that you put inside of a cassette, and you had to control it from hitting play and fast forward and record yourself, and it was a tape, and so when you got to the songs, they would go one after the other. And so when I tell you don't want to lose it, I would hit the rewind button. I knew exactly when to hit the play button. It was like, oh, no, 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 let me go a little bit back. It's still to the outro of Tears Ago. Let me go back a little bit more. I played that song so many times on cassette tape. Don't want to lose it. That's the song that's been with me from cassette to MP3 player to CD to streaming. I wear it out on Pandora and Spotify, all the streaming services. I wear it out. I can't never not listen to that song when I hear it. Don't want to lose it.
Yeah.
Loving you is all I can do. I don't want to lose. Yeah. That Why the fuck are you singing that song like that? That end of that piece of that song right there, when he do that chorus like that, don't wanna lose it. When he's just riffing off that shit. Oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ! That, but
It's
don't
our
lose it. That's
birthday, my eyes on you. Like,
don't believe. No, and the sound of deeper now, so much deeper. Now, boom, 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 and then go right back to the chord. Oh my god, I
yeah,
love that song. That's the one I want to hear more live. In his performances, that one, because that's my jam right there. Oh,
nice.
tens all board. That's
Tens across the
this
board.
is
Yeah,
this is I want to say my top favorite, but again, it's in the top three. But yeah, that one right there, replay. I told her, I was like, cassette tape, wore it out. That's what you made the cassette tape pop right there with that one. Cause I was rewinding that album back crazy. Had to get my pencil and everything to rewind that tape back in there because I played it so much. But I'm done. I was like, I ain't gonna go too much on it because I'll sing the whole song. That's my jam.
you all right?
That's my joint.
Now, I will say the next song, Tears Ago, if somebody heard that and they did the Stokely comparison thing,
I get it.
I'd let
I
them
was gonna
have
say,
it.
yep. I
Yeah,
I'd
was gonna
let
say the same thing.
that's what I said when I heard it again. I was like, he do kind of sound like Stokely, or this sound like a
Yep,
Stokely song right here.
yeah,
this is the one.
they talking about this one. They I'll be like, you know what, you right.
Yeah, he do kind of sound. It's that pitch, but
Yes.
The
those,
pitch.
but that
Especially at
that
the beginning.
the journey, yeah, but the journey though, I
The
was like,
first
okay, this
minute of
the
that song,
Rahsaan. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I could be like, I'm like, Carrie? Stokely?
But yeah, but yeah, that towards the ending, I was like, okay, Rahsaan. Then I get back into the Rahsaan, and then I'm getting
Yes.
into the lyrics though, because I'm like,
But
the lyrics is deep. It's
listen,
like,
believe in you. Wait, he said, believe in you with all my heart. That's when the pain began.
Begins.
What? And you left me for another lover. Love you, girl, tears ago. I used to love you tears ago.
Um,
man,
Pin. It's
hey,
pinning.
just to call it Tears Ago, that's brilliant writing.
yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's like you tell somebody,
That's what I love
Brilliant.
about
yeah,
the
he
song,
he
the
broke my
title.
heart 10 tears ago. Like that's hard. That's a bar.
Yeah, for sure. It's just the emotion that, like, again, it opens up that emotion again. That's why, like, if he can't sing that live, totally get it, because it like the I'll say this is probably his most vulnerable emotional album. Because when I hear the other albums,
Yeah.
it's amazing, but I think if I know an artist if you have a song, like, I mean, an album, like what defines this artist, I'd be like, this is Rahsaan, like all the way, like him open and vulnerable. I would say his debut album is
And this
like
is
the
the song,
vulnerability.
and this is the one song on the album that he didn't write.
Right. That's a dope. That's a dope song though. Regardless.
Dope.
Yeah.
So he felt that when he probably heard it, he was like, "Yeah, this is for me, and I'm gonna eat this." Because he probably met what's his name? The dude name is Chris Bolden, and he was on Tevin Campbell's Back to the World, and we
Yeah.
know
He's still a
Rahsaan
world.
is all over that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
That's
saying?
probably where
So
that connection happened to where
yes,
they wrote or whatever. So
yep.
I
So he
mean, where
probably
that happened. So yeah.
yeah, so he probably was like, "Well, come on over. I'm doing this album over here. Kind of help me out here." And probably gave him that record and was like, "Okay, this is for me. This is it. This is for me." So yes, but like you said, tears ago, bars,
Yeah, that's the
bars.
one. Like, if I'm listening to the whole album, I will, but that ain't a song I'm just gonna randomly grab because again, I ain't trying to be dipping in no tears ago.
That right. That's why I can't like that. This and can't wait another minute. I just can't do it. I'm like, no. I'm in a happy place. I don't need to go there and be boohooing and shit. Like, nah, I'm good. So I think the time I'm probably gonna listen to both of these songs is probably on the way to the concert, so I can be prepared.
Right, exactly. But I don't think I've heard him sing this one though live.
Yeah, he didn't do this. He
Yeah,
didn't do
he
it
don't
tears
he don't
ago in
really
mine either.
he sticks with on this album when he does it live. I've heard him do more Spend the Night. Of course, he got to do Spend the Night. Come Over, and then Can We Wait a Minute? That's it. Those three songs from that. Anything else emotional, he don't really get into the album cuts. From my experience of him, he just sticks with the popular songs from the album. He don't get into the vulnerable stuff unless it's like you said, requested from the fans
Right.
or whatever. They be like, "Hey, can
Yes.
you do album cut
That's
so
it.
I mean,
That's
where
why
you
he
are?"
said at the show, he was like, "Look, y'all, I know y'all love this album, but I'm gonna have to get into that space that I was in then, writing
Yeah,
and making these songs,
he
because
said, "I
you
can't go to
probably
the
don't
deep
want to
cut."
go there. Sometimes you just don't. You like, I
Yeah,
don't
he
feel like this.
keep it light with Spend the Night, Come Over, and Can We Wait a Minute? That's it.
That's
Then
it."
everything else is no album cuts. no no album cuts for y'all.
Right, right, yeah. Oh, all right, so we get it. Ain't no way.
La 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 la. And he come in moaning. It's like a
Ooh.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
underneath the la la la.
Yes, yes, yes. Again, that's some jazzy shit, though.
So jazz. So
You know what I'm
jazz.
saying? Like Rahsaan is so jazzy, like he is. Like it just, and then the things he just do vocally is just out of this world. Like it's just
That's the
like,
one where it was like, man, that's when I didn't want the album to end right there. It's like, give me five more like this. Because it just jams. It's like, give me five more. That's when it's like,
right,
oh, we ending the album. We got one more. It's like I want
right,
to keep going. But yeah, that's
right,
how it is with Rahsaan though. It's like when you hear one album, it's like, give me more. I want to be that annoying fan, but I'll be like, give me more. This isn't enough. But
right.
ain't no way though. I love the way it started though. It's just that it's like he just takes you on a journey with every song. It's just
Yes,
like
he
it don't
does.
matter if it's mid tempo or ballad, he gonna give it to you every time.
Yes, yes. And then we're closing, y'all. We're closing with Soul Free. And this is a favorite from mine because he takes this back to George Michael Listen Without Prejudice with Soul Free. And I asked him, me and Sin asked him, Rahsaan, was he inspired by that song to create this? And he said, absolutely. He was like, I didn't
Oh
know
wow.
anybody would catch that. And we was like, oh shit. Like, you just asking because you may think that the artist might have been inspired by that record or another record from somebody else. But then he was like, oh yes, yes. He was like, if that's what you're hearing, yes. He might, I know, I don't think Rahsaan will bullshit us, but I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he'll bullshit us, but when we asked him, he was like, yeah, I definitely was. And that took me back to my college years because that Listen Without Prejudice means so much to me. It's the top five for me. And for him to add a record like Soul Free and it kind of reminded me of that record, I was like, thank you. Thank you, Rahsaan. Like the closing
So
with
free, so free.
yes, yes. So him to do that, it was just like, Thank you. Thank you. So
It's a great ending to an album. It's
a
great.
great ending to an
Perfect.
album. A great
Perfect.
ending to an album. Come on, man. Like he said, stop on, but he said, stop by. But at the end, he's gonna let your soul be free. His soul be free. Because he needed it. After all this and this stuff he going through, he needed a release. You know what I'm saying? And
This is a
having
perfect
and
album.
ended it with Soul Free, that was perfect. Perfect.
97, him coming out with this, like I said, I think placement of marketing and all that stuff, they probably should have, like I said, during that time period and the climate of it, I probably would have lined this out after Baduism. Just my personal opinion. I would have waited
Ooh,
until
you got a
after that,
point. You got a
because it
point.
would have, because again, it was dipping. It kept dipping from like you going from bad, but then at the time, I think Biggie died too. That was a lot of the
Yeah,
musical
March.
landscape affects like what's going on musically with like Biggie just died like March. Like this album came out in January, and then you got to do a 2 month like promotion, 3 month. You didn't even get to do that because they talking about an artist that just died, and then
Right.
an artist died. Pac died like '96, like some months before that. So it's like these
Right. He
weird
ooh, you
timing during that
right.
time, and so if it would have came
Damn.
out like right after Baduism, it would have kept that flow of that
Yeah.
energy. Not saying like neo soul thing. It was just that R&B of like, hey, pay attention to this artist because now they don't have that hip hop death thing in the background. Now it's like that's why I feel like Badu could flow because it cleared out all that mourning that
Mm-hmm.
everybody had with those passings and that new
Correct.
energy of that R&B, like the love, it just fit. So I think if they would have waited during that time, it would have probably got more steam.
I
But
agree.
again, the connections with, like I said, he just did BET, he just did Groove Theory. That's all I remember from the promotion from this album, and then that was it.
Yep.
I don't remember seeing it on David Letterman. I don't
I
think he
don't
has any
either.
appearances on Tonight Show like Jay Leno or anything like that. So, and
Mm-mm.
those were big for like those Brandy artists and D'Angelo's. They went on. That helped. Make it get into the millions and the platinums and stuff like that. Even being R&B heavy with instrumentation, they still had opportunities to go on those popular mainstream channels. But
And I wish if they would have did that with if they wanted to put him in that box with them, right? Didn't every one of those artists had a live album too? That might have would have benefited Rahsaan with a live album because then
yeah,
we
for sure.
really would have heard and people would have been like, now wait a minute now. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute now. Let's go back. Since we're hearing this live, let's go back there. But again, we are great A&Rs. We're thinking about this. Because I mean, this is what you were given. This was like, oh, Rahsaan, this is an album. We put him in Neo Soul, and then that's it. He only got Planet Groove. You gave him for an hour. If you don't know, you don't know. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then that's it. So if they would have maybe gave a live something with him, and maybe it could have even been an EP or something. But again, they weren't throwing money like that, especially if the album wasn't selling. You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
again, D'Angelo's wasn't selling like that until 1996. Then he did the live at the Jazz Cafe. That came out
Mhm.
then after the album started to do the thing. Erica, she didn't come out with the live album until 98 because why? Baduism did well. Maxwell, he did the unplug, but the album did great. So it was just like they're not gonna put no money behind Rahsaan and he didn't sell. You know what I mean? And that's what sucks. But unfortunately, but that's why we talking about it because this
Yeah.
album needed to be discussed and we had to take them out of what they try to put him into that neo soul category and that was not that. No, that was not this album. It ain't had that and nothing at all. You know what I mean? And that's why it's always my favorite Rahsaan Patterson album. My favorite. It's been my favorite. And as much as I love all the other ones after this, it's just something about this debut because why? It's blue. He should have put the album as a blue cover because it's blue as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's very like emotional. So that's why for me, I will forever love this. And thank you, Rahsaan, for this when you see
Yes.
it.
Thank you for the debut. But yeah,
Yes.
that's I ain't got no notes. Perfect
Perfect. Like,
Random,
album.
yes, we did.
Unskippable.
yeah, there's not even not only are all the songs 10 out of 10s,
Mhm.
I wouldn't change a thing about how it's sequenced,
Nope.
or any of that. It's just she just solid. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yes. So yes, this album, Rahsaan, thank you. This is amazing. Like Sis was saying before, like there's the track listing is great. There's no skipping. We haven't even said no bad song, no none of that with
It
Right.
this.
won't. It won't even a song that we was like, it's alright. No, there's no. This is flawless. This is a
Flawless.
flawless album put together nicely. The songs flow into each other nicely. I didn't talk about that, but it's a good flow. Like
Yeah, the album sequencing is all that. Like I said, I was hoping nobody had did this album first because I was like, this is the perfect. Like, if you don't know who Rahsaan Patterson is, this is the perfect. His debut is the perfect one to be introduced to because I feel
That's
like
right.
that explains who he is. So when you get to the journey of the other albums, it's like, oh, he already has a fusion sound with funk, soul, jazz, and so when you hear all these different types of sounds that he explores in the other album, it's like, oh, that's Rahsaan. That's what he does. He explores musically, like with his voice. He takes you to a different journey with each album. So, but yeah, the debut is a perfect introduction into Rahsaan Patterson. That's my view of Rahsaan. I feel like he's just a musically liberated artist that just a student of music that could show you jazz, he could show you soul, he could show you funk, and he can do it his own way, his own interpretation
Yes.
of what his favorite artists of. Because I always say, like Shaka's musical branch, it extends to his, because he got his own tree limb in that Shaka world, like And if you're a Shaka fan, because that's my pinnacle of Shaka. So if if that's one of your pinnacles too, oh,
mhm.
I'm locked in.
Right.
Just like with him, Lisa Fisher, Vesta Williams, them is my favorite artists. Why? Because they students of Shaka. So that's why I love it.
Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think we did it, and we did it well, just like Rasan did it very well.
Come on.
And
Right?
um, folks, we skipping word association today because we wanted to take our time and really, really dig in this album. It's so important. It's
Mm,
so underappreciated, or
correct.
or people don't search it out, and you should. You really should. I hope there are some people watching that might just be a casual fan, and maybe this really will make them really
Right.
um
Right.
dig deep.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, QN, how about you tell folks how they can find you, and any parting words you want to leave us with? It's the
Yeah.
floor is yours.
Okay. Well, Lynn Green, pretty much on every, I think, platform. I've been getting used to on Twitter, Instagram, of course. You can find me at Lynn Green. And then I just got a Blue Sky some months ago. Y'all favorite person, or probably not, at least is Mark Chappelle. Shout outs to him. Hit me to Blue Sky. And so I've been getting, off and on there. So Blue Sky is cute and green too. And then Threads, I just got that. So I'm gonna try to get back on that. But yeah, Threads, Instagram, Twitter, just got a TikTok. So, and I'm also we about to start season 4 of Soul Savage podcast. Trying not to do so many Zooms. I'm trying to get most of them in person. But yeah, we get ready to start season 4. It's gonna be,
Love it.
man. We got some really great guests coming on. Got to have y'all back for season
Oh,
four. That
absolutely.
happen.
Whenever
We
you
gotta
need,
make that
just
happen.
And we'll
hit
travel.
us.
And we'll travel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
that
For sure.
part.
Oh, yeah. I see. I got. Listen, we're gonna talk about this off the thing or whatever. They don't need to know
Right, right,
church's
right,
business. But
right.
I had an idea I was gonna tell y'all about, but I'll wait and tell
Okay.
y'all after
Okay.
because they don't
Cool.
mess up church's money.
Cool.
But
Absolutely.
soulsavage.com. We got the digital publications coming back full force. It should be already out by the time this video out. We're gonna have album reviews of the best soul music. Soul music is genreless to me, so I go from R&B, jazz, reggae, all the best albums of those. Like I go from Julian Marley to Gary Clark Jr. to Tony Braxton. I got all anybody that put albums out, and I'm not all R&B matters either. So Seven's not all R&B matters. So if you if you expecting me to get some of these young whippersnappers, some of them that yawn and singing and don't enunciate properly. We ain't.
No.
Very strict over here. We run a very strict program over here at Soul
I
Savage. So been for the past 12 years. So,
Come
but
on.
I'm equal opportunity soul lover. So if you're good, soulsavage.com, Soul Savage podcast. We got some really great things going on. So y'all check me out at Q Lynn Green. That's where you can find me on everything. And then my lasting words is music ain't milk. Music ain't milk. So
That
it
part.
don't matter if it came out 5 years ago, like this album came out 20 something years ago,
Yep.
1997.
Yep.
Let's keep the love going, love flowing with classic albums, and music ain't milk. That's my lasting words.
That
It don't
part.
matter if it came out 5 years ago, 10 years ago. If it's good, it's good. People like, oh, this ain't the hot album. Oh, this ain't. Everybody ain't talking. I don't care if everybody ain't talking about it. Like it because you like it. Don't worry about if everybody else listens to it. But music ain't milk.
Right.
That's it. Put it on a t-shirt.
Right.
Yes. And we thank you, Lynn, for kicking it with us. We missed you.
Mhm.
And
Oh, no doubt. I missed y'all too.
yes. And we appreciate all our cousins, especially our live chat crew. Y'all are the best. We love y'all.
Yes.
Y'all show up, all right. That we
Yes.
gonna be there and y'all come over. You know what I'm saying? Like
They be coming over. I
y'all
be
don't
trying to come
y'all don't
over. I
spend the
love the
night.
live chat.
Yeah, y'all don't spend the night with us, but y'all spend y'all Sunday afternoons with us. And
Yes, they do.
believe me, we are grateful. We are shocked every time, even though we still are like, oh my God, people are really listening, like
Yeah.
we don't take
Yeah.
any of it for granted by any stretch of the imagination. But we love y'all. Yeah, share, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Y'all know what to do. And
Right.
you know, we'll catch y'all on the next catch that. Peace.
Peace.